Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the ManokAdobo stream. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney. Last time, we met with a new character. Person who's on the box art, Iris Watson, who is apparently Sherlock's assistant. So much for John H. Watson, huh? We're in the middle of chapter Sode 4, The Clouded Kokoro. About to prove Soseki Natsume innocent. And we'll talk a little bit about him in a sec, once we see him again. I've learned some interesting things about him. 19th February, 2:38 p.m., Briar Road. It looks like the investigation hasn't finished yet. Without further ado, let's look for Inspector Gregson. Yeah, this time we have something more important than his fish and chips. What could be more important than that? They're infinitely regenerating. Well, looks like we found him. Unfortunately, Brad isn't here today. He's got to go to work early, so I'm going to have to do my best Brad impressions. I have to impersonate Brad impersonating these British people. So let's see how that goes. Let's give him the evidence. Give him everything. On second thought, it's my evidence. I'm keeping it for myself. Or not? We found him. What can we show him? Iris's card? Right, the card that Iris specifically wrote a message to Gregson on. Yeah, excuse me, Inspector Gregson Gadget. Could I have a moment of your time? I'm terribly sorry, but I'm incredibly busy. That wasn't his voice. I'm incredibly sorry, but I'm incredibly busy. I have no time to entertain bored chaps. It hurts just a little bit each time to hear that. And to say it, too. We have this. This is addressed to you, Inspector Gregson, from Iris Watson. What? Milady sent something for me? Milady? Is there something you want to tell me about your relationship with this small child? Milady? Hand it over! Give it to me! Now! Come on! Whoa! He just snatched it away. Okay, don't remind me not to get in between this guy and his letters from 10-year-olds. What exactly is this coin? As you can see, it is a crown coin. However, this is no ordinary coin. This is, yes, one might call it payment for my performance. You are not making your situation sound any better with how you know Iris. Sounds wrong. No, that's wrong. The performance? Oh, so you mean... Exactly. It goes without saying that this is for the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Milady wishes to include my likeness in the story, and so she rewards me with this. Yes, I know. I have read of your great efforts. You were just telling me that your depiction in these stories was not that flattering. Susato, are you sure you're not just buttering him up? Well, to be honest, whenever I appear in the stories, I'm usually the butt of the joke. Exactly. I know exactly how you feel. The Naruhodo line curse. More importantly, is there something you would like to know? Huh? So, you'll answer anything the guy in the dark jacket asks, right? I can say nothing other than right. Now, inquire as you see fit. Go on. So you're going to say my defendant is not guilty, right? Right. No, wait, wrong. You've got me. Very well then. We'll take up your offer and ask but what's one single question. The two of us would very much like to know the location of Soseki Natsume's flat. Oh, yeah, the culprit, right? Tiny little Japanese guy, big mustache. If you want to know, that Pratt's shabby little residence stands in your field of vision. There! Whoa. It was that building the whole time. And here I was inspecting it, top and bottom. It's that rundown house with a beat-up bicycle in front of it. Go to the second floor. Oof. I would have expected one of those old-era Victorian bicycles with the huge front wheels. I want to see someone ride one of those. In this game or in real life. Skaven, what's up? Why, hello there. Hello, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. I have to be British today because we're in London. Hello. It's far closer than I expected.
The landlord of that residence should be a man named John Garrideb.
Garrideb?
At any rate, should you meet Milady again, send her my sincere regards. Got it? Relate to her sincerely. Make sure my regards are sent. Rah!
You are scarily enthusiastic about her. I hope you're just treating her like a niece or something.
Garrideb.
Okay.
Now that's all I have to say. Long live Milady.
Long live. She's not the princess or something, is she? Now Hammy wants to play Kerbal Space Program. We were just talking about going to the moon earlier. For no real reason. Hey, if you don't know, Japan is sending Gundams to space for the Olympics. Tiny Gundams, 10 centimeters. Off he goes. Shall we head to Soseki's flat? Of course. Hi. Celeste, what's up? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. I don't know how caught up you are on the story of the great Ace Attorney, but we're in London. We've met with Sherlock Holmes. We're about to defend a client. We're lawyers. We're about to defend a famous Japanese poet, actually. I actually learned from somebody helpful in the YouTube comments that Soseki Natsume, the defendant of this case, hold on, let me bring up his profile. Boop. Japanese exchange student sent to study the English language and its literature. He was actually a real person that existed in history. If you've ever played Persona 5 or heard of it, the character Morgana likes to use the word wagahai, which is just a really fancy word to say I or me. And that comes from this book. This book. I Am a Cat, or Wagahai Neko de Aru. But look at that. Soseki Natsume. The connections, they're real. This was a real person in history. It's amazing.
Long live the queen.
Skevin's watching from work. This store is so dead nobody comes here. Oh. Oof. Hey, that's a good thing, right? Unless you slack off. I think. I don't know if that makes you get paid any less or not. I hope not. An old residence made from bricks. I can really sense the history built up in those walls. There's so much history in it, in fact, that the whole building is tilting. I don't think that's why, Naruhodo. No, that's wrong. Yeah, Hector knew that Soseki was real. That's interesting. It's like the only person in Ace Attorney history that's actually a person. They should do that more often, honestly. That old house looks especially dilapidated, even for this part of town. They really like using the word dilapidated.
Dilapidated?
According to Detective Gregson, this is Soseki's flat. It's on the opposite side of the street from the crime scene. Getting wrapped up in an incident like this in a foreign land must be disheartening. But, okay, if Soseki really did do the crime right here, why was he just wandering around right in front of his own apartment? That's a terrible place to murder somebody. Let's check the bike. Dun. Work is boring for Skaven. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Hopefully the stream can serve as your entertainment. Wouldn't that be weird to have more real characters in Phoenix, right? Yes, but I want to see it happen, dagnabbit. That's silly. Wow, it's an English bicycle! What does a Japanese bicycle look like? Of this time period? Now I'm curious. But the wheel on this one is just so horribly, unbelievably bent. Everything on this street is just crooked. Maybe someone was just training really hard. It looks like they were riding for their life.
Riding for dear life? Running away from somebody chasing them?
Let's stick to the parody characters. Okay. You know, like that guy in Ace Attorney 5 that looks just like the Joker. It seems like bicycles are really popular in London right now. Also, there's been some sort of movement to alter women's clothing so they can ride too. Women start wearing pants. I can't see it lasting very long. After a while, no one will be riding them anymore. What do you mean, Naruhodo? There's like electrical powered bikes available for rent all over Los Angeles. You don't say. Naruhodo, do you have a problem with bicycles? No way, of course not. It's not like I hate them. It's just that taking both feet off the ground feels really reckless. Ah, Naruto's afraid of riding a bike. That's adorably pathetic. It might be a reference to the Ace Attorney anime, where Phoenix actually takes the bike to work every day. They do that a lot in Japan. When I visited Japan, I saw a lot of businessmen riding bikes on their way to work in the morning. Like that magician person? Parodies. Oh, not the magician person. The dude that uses perfume a lot. LaBelle, I think. He's got the hair and the pale skin. Too much makeup. Anyone would understand that after falling from stilts into a river. Who hurt you, Naruhodo? Stilts into a river? Next time I ride a bike, I'll just let you sit behind me. Ooh. Ooh, 2 people, 1 bike, huh? On a bicycle built for 2. Alright, I don't think I'm able to go into the apartment, I guess? You know what? I actually probably have to just move into it. Alright, that's how it works in these games. Another thing I learned is that Gowl is actually just the old spelling for jail, and is pronounced as such still. Jail. Jail. Soseki's flat. Dun 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 dun. Let's move. I was also told to inspect Sherlock Holmes's apartment as soon as I can. Maybe I'll go back, actually. Soseki Natsume's residence. Excuse me? Who made Rosie from the Jetsons into a human? Yes. Oh, is this the residence of Mr. John Garrideb? Yep. Hector refuses to pronounce Gowl as jail. Gowl. It is. Who might you be? I'm not sure if I'm feeling that voice. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's the attorney for Soseki Natsume, one of the residents of this property. Oh! That was it? Just a oh! If it's alright, may we speak about Soseki with you? Oh! I will bring my master for you. Please wait one short moment. What? Wait a second, are maids an English thing? They had maids. You ever heard of a Victorian maid? I don't know if regular people had maids. That's a thing. At the very least, the Japanese people, I think, took the idea from the French. Suzato, did you see that? Was that one of the famous British maids that I've heard so much about? See, they're famous, of course. Yes, I've heard that the most affluent families in the Great British Empire employ many of them. This is the first time I've seen one. I'm so moved. Now it really feels like we come to Britain, right? If there was a butler alongside her, it would be absolutely perfect. Yeah, but the butler would have done it, though. The Japanese were very impressionable back then. That's the theme of this game, right? The whole barely opening their doors to the Western world thing, where they're just fascinated by outside society. I think it's a pretty good representation, having us go to Britain and be amazed by everything. I don't know what perfect means to you, but yes, it does feel like that. Would you want like some tea? Thank you for your patience. My master is willing to see you now. I don't know how I was able to do that voice. Who is this dude? His head looks like the moon. His name better not be Lunar Greg Smith. Lunar Greg Smith, yes. Oh, I'm gonna look at everything. Hold on, let me see. Let me check what I have available to me. Holmes's room. Can I go back to that? I can. Let's check this out real quick. There's some apparently things that you can check right now that you'll never see ever again. Well, just gonna. Sorry, we intruded into that apartment. We'll look at this stuff instead. What's this huge piece of machinery?
That's called the all-purpose analysis lens. It can analyze anything.
My word. It looks like a truly extraordinary device.
Holmes invented it about a year ago. He uses it for investigations.
So what kind of things has it been used to analyze so far? What can it possibly analyze? It's just a magnifying glass.
Yes. This newspaper looks bigger now.
There's a right side of the room? Apparently so. Aren't you guys glad that I checked it?
Well, actually, it hasn't analyzed anything yet. He actually ordered it from a mail catalog. I think he built it wrong because all it does is it spells out the words of dead people. I think he actually ordered a Ouija board instead.
It hasn't? Why not? Hector never realized that there was a right side, only saw the middle and the left.
See, on the night he finished constructing it, Holmesy had a realization. Now that I think of it, he said, there isn't anything I want to analyze.
Yeah, there you go. That's my Iris impersonating Sherlock voice. Oh.
Ryu, do you have anything you want analyzed?
Can you analyze why everybody likes to pick on me as a character, apparently? I think that, more than anything, this analysis lens is the first thing that should be analyzed. Oh! Trixie, you can't have it analyze itself. You can't do that! That's illegal! Hammy's gonna go to McDonald's at 11 p.m. Sure, sounds like a good idea. Hope you bring stuff back for the chat. Get some fries. Books and other materials are stuffed amidst a mess of mind-boggling scientific equipment. It's all cramped so tightly into the shelves, they look like they could topple over at any moment.
Yeah, Holmesy's a bit of a hoarder.
A what now? Oh, a hoarder. I can see that. Still not as messy as my room. Wow.
The other day, he tried digging through those materials to do some research. But it was stuffed so tight that he couldn't get anything out.
That's what she said.
So he just bought more instead.
Also me? I must be Sherlock in my own right. I'm Sherlock in the modern day and age. We need to buy another analysis machine to analyze the first analysis machine. But how do we know if the first analysis machine works unless we test it with the other analysis machine? It's a cyclical issue. This is a Western musical instrument. I think they call these violines. Yep, Mr. Holmes is supposed to be an expert violinist. Huh, really?
Yep, really, it just kind of went out that way.
Huh? You mean you?
It's something I just casually wrote into Holmesy's novels.
Yes, you said that he's incredibly skilled, so it's just a coincidence that he can actually play it.
Actually, Holmesy had never even touched a violin in his life.
Oh. Wow, what a prodigy. Then again, I am speaking to a 10-year-old with a PhD. Violion, that's how you say it.
But then he started getting tons of requests from people. It got so bad he couldn't just tell them I can't play the violin.
So that means...
Yep, he rushed out and bought a Ford-fitted violin from a pawn shop.
It's not real? I mean, if it still plays music, isn't it real enough? I mean, it would sound like crap, but...
Then he practiced and practiced until his fingers were about to fall off. And then they did fall off. We had to buy very expensive prosthetic ones. You know, every time he points, it's actually a fake finger.
That's crazy!
I know, right? They're very realistic. Because of all that, he got a really good in a very short amount of time. Just as you'd expect from the great detective.
Even great detectives should have some great limits. And Iris made the fingers. No wonder! Actually, they're guns and they shoot tiny bullets. Pew! Some good stuff in here. I want everything. I want everything in here. Got a chemical test tube kit. Probably not safe to just keep around. Bang, bang. Look at this fancy chair. I bet that cost an arm and a leg. Get it? Because chairs have arms and legs. What else can I look at? Hammy can't find his wallet. Ah! You should install some sort of payment app on your phone. That way you can just go to McDonald's and pay with your phone. Yeah, dangerous. Since coming to the Great British Empire, I've really grown fond of these fireplaces. It's so relaxing to just gaze at the flames dancing in this bulky hearth. Hearth?
What's more, just look at the mantelpiece. Wow! It's just like how they describe it in the Sherlock Holmes novels.
I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't be. You don't say.
Yeah, for instance, inside this Persian slipper is my afternoon chocolate.
You put chocolate in slippers? That doesn't sound hygienic.
And this thing with the large pocket knife sticking out of it must be my shopping notes. The market's changing every day.
Market value. Back then you had to make a shopping list. You go down to the store, a fish might cost 20 pence more. I feel like that's a little different from what I read in the books. I actually feel a little bad for Susato. Reality's coming down, crashing upon her. What about the letters back up on the wall? There are letters on the wall? I don't see any. I examined that already. I'm not sure if there's anything I haven't seen already on here. Nope. Nothing new. Written in bullet holes. Oh, you mean letters? I thought you meant like pieces of paper. What is this? VR? Virtual reality? Wow. Sherlock Holmes has got the high tech. He's got an HTC Vive back in 1900. What's with all these bullet holes up here? Maybe there was a fly buzzing around and someone kept trying to shoot it down? I don't think so. Wow. So this is where Phoenix Wright gets his brilliant ideas. His great-great-grandfather or something. There's no way that Mr. Holmes would do something so senseless. Whoever's living next door better watch out. Huh? These are Her Majesty the Queen's initials. See? It says VR. Ah, yes, Queen Virtual Reality. Victoria. Victoria is something. I don't know. I'm not English. But still, that doesn't explain. When Mr. Holmes gets bored, he practices his marksmanship inside this room. That's very, very irresponsible. Holy crap. Oh, is that right? Remind me not to be next door when he's bored. It's just like in the novels. I can't believe I'm really seeing it for myself. Well, if we're talking senseless, I don't see how that's any different from shooting flies. Nah, it's even more senseless. There's less of a purpose. It's completely different. That's not good for the neighbors. Imagine the noise complaints. And also if you live like in the room across and then above, you might get shot. Aw, dude, you got shot. How did that happen? I know Sherlock Holmes got bored again. He wanted to write the king's initials this time. We haven't had a king in forever. Exactly. The neighborhood in general. Well, at least he's probably up on the second floor at least. T, let's go. Here's a bit of trivia for you. The word tea, in pretty much every language, is either pronounced like a variation of tea or cha. And pretty much both come from the same root word. Just because of the way tea spread around the world, by land, by sea, across so many different countries, it just has a common origin. It's amazing. Tea, cha. If you ever had chai tea, it literally just means tea. It looks like this big iron box is being used as a coffee table. Or a tea table. The box has a huge, sturdy-looking lock on it. I bet there's a body in there. Yeah, no problem. You shouldn't go around just opening boxes, Naruhodo. You're really a hard troublemaker, aren't you? Do I really give off that impression?
You want to know what's in the box? It's a whole bunch of feet. Don't worry, they're not mine.
Okay, Iris. Forget I asked.
It holds all of my really, really important stuff.
That smile tells me that she won't give us any more information. Yeah, please don't. Skaven's store is tragic. Customers came in and sampled yogurts and complained that they all tasted rotten. They just don't know good yogurt. Come on. It's called Tart. Look it up. Oh, geez. Alright, Skaven, I'll go buy yogurt from you. I'll appreciate it. Frozen yogurt is my jam. Customers, right? A mysterious leather shoe, a wooden mallet, a dancing doll, and a bust of Napoleon. Oh, this shelf is just brimming with romance and adventure. From a bust of Napoleon? I've never seen a single shoe used as a decoration before. Maybe it holds some sort of, importance to him. Or maybe it's his backup shoe.
Oh, those. Every one of those things is a memento from one of Holmes's cases.
Oh man, what if Phoenix did that? Just kept a little piece of evidence from every trial. That would have been cool. I guess it's like Sam and Max, how in the 3D games they keep a little piece of every investigation in their office and their closet is just full of stuff by the end of the season. All the yogurts are legitimately rotten. Oh, Skaven, please. Oh no. Well then you should just eat some. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good management. I like to complain. Whoa, really? Even this bust of Napoleon?
Uh-huh. Sometimes when he's in a good mood, he'll take it and smash it to bits on the floor.
What? And why, he glues it back together? What, is it just his personal 3D jigsaw puzzle? He does that to this innocent statue?
Yep. And every single time he goes out and buys a new one.
He just buys a new one? Talk about rich and frivolous. Wow. I guess that's the kind of bizarre hobby a ceramics master would have.
Oh, such romance.
Yeah, romance. Totally. Great. Sherlock is a weird one, to be sure. This is like a big old therapy couch. This is where you come to say how crazy you are to Sherlock. No, actually, Sherlock is the one who sits on the couch and tells you his life story, while you act as the therapist. I've never actually been to a therapist. Do they actually have chairs like this? I've never wanted. I've never sat in a chair like this or lied down in it. I've always wanted to. Man, this is like the longest room in Ace Attorney history. 3 parts. That's a waste of money for one statue smashing. Yeah, maybe he buys them in bulk. Some cute little bottles are lined up in rows on this cute little white shelf.
Ooh, those? You probably shouldn't touch those. 'Cause they explode.
Ah! What is that, ammo for the grenade launcher? Explode? Wait a minute. I just lit a rocket. Rockets explode! This looks like Iris is part of the room. Probably. It's all frilly and fancy. Might these possibly be chemicals for scientific experiments?
Yep, you got it. Holmesy's always telling me. If you don't get preservative chemicals for that box of feet, it'll start to smell. Science is an explosion.
Huh? It means that just one discovery can change the whole world in one big boom.
No, they literally explode.
I guess that's one way of looking at it. Anyway, now I'm definitely staying away from those things. Please do. Viviana, what's up? Hello. How you doing? Sorry if I said yesterday that today was a Danganronpa day. I got my days mixed up. I thought today was Friday. Nah, it's Ace Attorney Day. But hopefully these people still enjoy the show. Ah, nice. Given sold some yogurt. Yeah, apparently it's a slow day for him. What flavor was it? I must know. Vivian is offended. I'm sorry. Oh. A beautiful Western tea set is arranged meticulously on the table.
That one's my favorite. Have some of my evening herbal tea.
Herbal tea? Wow. An exchange of cultures right here. English tea versus Japanese tea.
I'm trying out a new blend of various herbs that I'm growing in my garden.
I've always wondered, can you make tea from marijuana? It's legal in California. I could make it. I'd have to get some.
Just a sec. I'll let you have today's special blend.
Iris seems really excited. Just a random thought.
Ferrari.
And would it do anything? The things I think about. Does that herbal blend have curare? I hope not. I really hope not. Skippin sold cookie dough yogurt. Wait, you can... I assumed you worked at like a Menchie's or a Yogurt Land. You can have You can have cookie dough frozen yogurt, like it spits out of the thing? That's weird. I guess it might work. What's with this imposing black lump of steel?
Oh, that's called a typewriter. You ever played Resident Evil? That's how you save.
With this,
you can write a whole essay without even needing a pen.
wow,
And super fast at that.
revolutionary. If only they had computers. Someone bad at writing like me wouldn't have much use for this sort of thing. No author are you. Maybe Soseki would like it. You can write Wagahide Neko Dearu.
Then does that mean all of the adventures of Sherlock Holmes was... Yep, I wrote every word of it on this typewriter.
Why? That's incredible!
How simply astounding.
Suzato's the hype person for this entire game. She's so excited about everything. It's really adorable, actually. Suzato's face really lit up when she heard that. Oh, Naruhodo and Suzato, best ship. I ship it. Ah, it is a Menchie's. How? Oh, you put the cookie dough in. I see. Interesting. I would have thought you just used the cookie dough as a topping, but I guess it also works. Cookie dough with cookie dough. I think I'll get that next time I go to a Menchie's. Watch, the next Menchie's I go to happens to be the one you work at. Is that it? Nothing else in here? Ooh, this. Looks like a menu. What's the burger of the day? What's the burger of the day, Bob? It's almost modern. It looks like science. Science? Science doesn't look like that. Science is more colorful and chemically.
I write all my ideas down on that blackboard.
Black Peter? I wonder what that's about. I kind of do too. What?
Ooh, this just reeks of mystery. Of course, this must be the title of your latest work, right, Iris?
Is there a book like that in the Sherlock Holmes repertoire?
I wonder what kind of story it'll be.
Suzato has her pure maiden's heart set on some pretty dark mysteries.
As a matter of fact, it's about a case Holmesy solved recently. A black cat named Peter went missing from our neighborhood.
Oh, not the cat from the boat ship that Nikomino had?
Holmesy found him at a fish market.
Wow, how adorable.
I can't wait for the novelization.
It's just a story about a lost cat. See, it's not science, it's cat. You know what? Cats are science as well. You can't just own a cat. The cat must own you. It's more than an art, it's a science. I think that's it for this room. Yeah. Well, that was fun. There's some cool stuff in here. It's a shame that I guess it's possible to miss this. Alright, let's go back. Back to the actual apartment we were looking at. Soseki's apartment. We're gonna compare. We're house hunting. You like how she was depressed for a moment, but then had hope. These mood swings. What about talking to Iris? I don't know if you can. You know what? I might be stupid. I assume that you couldn't talk to her because she's just in the background, but this game works a little bit differently from the other Ace Attorneys. Oh, look at that. Iris is hard at work on her typewriter. Your eyes are blazing, and she's pounding away at the keys with incredible energy.
Punch the keys, for God's sake!
Oh, a little bit of sad news for everyone who's familiar with the older internet. YTMND, You're the Man Now Dog, is no longer a website. It's just gone. I'd spent so many days of my high school on that site. Those were how we did means back in the day. A rack of hats. Hello. I read that as a pack of rats. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? You have a question for me. You're gonna host a trivia event soon. You're wondering if I'd like to participate. Oh, I'm no good at trivia. I'm sorry. I wouldn't be able to do anything good. Unless it's the notion is to fail the trivia night. I'm good. Sorry.
Sorry. I'm cutting it close to the deadline for next month's issue.
Oh, I see. You must be under a lot of pressure.
You'd best leave her to her work now, Naruhodo. Do not toss, please.
You don't have to get into your tossing stance, Suzato. Even he calls it the tossing stance. About to get tossed. Get the counter ready. Suzaru toss! Can that be a meme now on my channel? Well, if I ask it, it can't actually be a meme, so I guess not.
Suzaru toss!
Alright, let's get back to Soseki's room. Toast! Windy, hello, welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? You have not missed much. We barely got to Soseki's flat. Basically, after meeting with Iris Watson at the end of the last stream, we were told to go meet with Detector Inspector Gadget. And he led us to Soseki's apartment. Again, I just found out that Soseki Natsume was a real person who wrote this book. I Am a Cat, Wagahai Neko Dearu. A real person from real Japanese history. He was often regarded as the Japanese Edgar Allan Poe, which is funny that he ended up looking like Edgar Allan Poe, and I thought he might have been. I know Edgar Allan Poe lived like 60 years before this game. I'm just saying that maybe they fudged the timeline a little bit. Oh no, no toss. No toss, Viv. We're not tossing right now. Hold on, let me actually re-enable the counter. Suzaru toss. But no, don't do that. She hasn't tossed. I want an accurate count. Windy missed the last stream. Oh, oof. Sorry about that. Okay, here's the summary. So Soseki Natsume, we met with him in the jail. He has been arrested for supposedly stabbing a woman in the back, right outside his own apartment. The person who arrested him was none other than Sherlock Holmes, with his great deductions. So, you know, there's probably something not that right, not that correct about it. It's our job to find it out. We're here to collect evidence in Soseki's apartment right now. He's got a cannon? Oh, no, wait. Yeah, no, why? How in the world do you justify having a cannon in your room? That's what I was gonna ask. We need a toss emote? Yeah, just use the dab emote. Toss the table. And to make matters worse, it's real. Oh, you've seen real cannons before? John.
The thing is nothing more than a worthless toy.
Huh?
When I retired from the military, the army sold it to me. You know, in case the enemy ever attacks us, it's useful to have one lying around.
To have a cannon? Lying around? Well, where are the cannonballs? This doesn't seem very well prepared.
Sure, in this crazy world we live in, you never know what just might happen next.
Nah, I'm not feeling that voice. It just feels like everybody in this game should just have, "Oh yes, I'm British" voice. I can't just give that to everybody. Yep, Natsume Soseki in this game is quite fun. You knew that he was a real person long before this game. I feel like I should have known that because I know about this book from Persona 5. How Morgana always says "Wagahai" in reference to this. I just never committed the name of the author to memory.
Got it memorized?
He dries his laundry on the cannon. It looks like it, doesn't it? Maybe the cannon just likes to dress fancy for fancy occasions. The military sold it to him. Mr. Garrideb, what do you think could possibly happen?
Well, so far, Joan uses it to dry her aprons. According to her, they dry quite nicely when she hangs them there.
It's almost as if the cannon itself is hanging its head in shame. Oof. What a shame. This is my head cannon. There are books piled up on the table. I suppose they enjoy reading. For a second, I thought he said the books enjoy reading themselves. Maybe we should make their canon non-canon. Yes, if Soseki owns this apartment and he owns that canon in real life, or at least owned it back in the day, does that make it a canon?
You see, the winter nights in London are so long. There's nothing quite like sitting down with a book by the fireplace.
Oh, it's a copy of the Strand magazine.
Even Mr. Garrideb is fond of the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Huh. Mr. Holmes really is a big deal, I guess. Kind of a big deal. Wow. Imagine if there was a living legend in your hometown with books about him being written every month. And you could just meet him. Just head down to the police station, go shake his hand. Get deduced by him to be a murderer, and then you get thrown in jail. You get thrown in gaol. This looks like an old military uniform. It's been brushed meticulously to the pristine perfection.
What you mean those silly old rags?
Huh?
This here is a piece of celebratory garb I wore for my retirement from the armed forces. I hate looking back on the past, you see. I had considered throwing it out, but... well, if I had to leave one thing behind as a memento of my life, I guess that'd be it.
Does this dude never turn his head? He's just the moon. He's the man on the moon. He's the man from the moon. Huh. I see. I guess I shouldn't pry any more into this. Probably not. I'm just examining everything and not actually talking to these people. They reference Natsume a lot in modern anime. He's that iconic, you guess. I guess more than ever, but I'm not sure why. I accept it though. That man must have been really impactful. Or at least his canon. That looks... oh, I skipped the dialogue. Why? Backlog. This looks like a medal. It's set in a splendid decorative frame. It looks like the owner is quite proud of it. I'm a little worried about the way it's leaning, though. It's, stylish. You know, it's like the Persona 5 menus.
Oh, that is just an old hunk of junk.
Huh?
I could just toss the thing.
Toss! No, Susato.
But it would be inexcusably rude to the general. So, as you can see, I decided to just throw it up there on the wall.
He says that, but it's framed high up on the wall, and it's polished to perfection to boot. I bet the maid does that. Part of the medal bears an inscription. Let's see. Good job, medal? It's just for participation? Well then. That sounds like a medal even I could earn. Of course, Naruhodo, of course, yes. Such a low bar of standards.
Yes, well, what you see is what you get. It was their way of saying good job.
Literally. Ed, should you be stirring your tea with your pipe? Won't, like, pieces of tobacco or whatever get into the tea?
Yes, I like it that way. It adds a bit of flavor. Every soldier knows that one's deeds cannot be measured simply by sheer number of medals.
I mean, it is a form of measurement in some way. These rooms are so big. There's like a second half to it, too. There's a huge screen set up here, as if it only exists to block the way. That's what screens do. It almost looks like someone's trying to hide something. Their naked body, probably. I wonder what's behind the screen. If it's a changing screen, why is it facing the window? If you changed your clothes behind that, wouldn't everyone just see your butt cheeks? It makes me want to try and peek behind it. Ahem, ahem. Maybe we should back off for now, Susato. That maid seems like she's half a mind to splash us with hot tea. That might count as assault. Ahem, ahem. Oh, please don't. I like the shape of my face. I do not want it scarred with burns from tea. Look at this, Naruhodo. How lovely! These beautiful little pastries are arranged on cake stands. That seems awful extravagant. Why not just put them on paper towels? I suppose arranged is equivalent to a strewn about half-eaten in her mind. I can't see them.
Gracefully partaking in afternoon tea time is the way of the British. Master always enjoys one cup of tea paired with 2 biscuits. How delightful!
Huh? Wait a sec. I see 10 biscuits lined up on this cake stand.
But of course, it won't do to be wasteful. Therefore, I take care of any biscuits that Master leaves uneaten.
You don't say. I suppose that's one way to take care of it. Why not just make less biscuits?
I like them, okay?
Oh. What? I see no reason for this room to be as wide as it is. It barely is more wider than a single room. Okay, sure. There's a cupboard built into the wall. It seems very personalized.
My, this really is a British cupboard. It's positively lovely.
Everything is positively lovely, Susato. Please, don't get too excited. You might be disappointed at some point by what you see.
But the boards are all out of place, and the plates look a tiny bit smashed.
It's art. You wouldn't understand. No kidding. Just calling them broken would be the understatement of the century.
Oh. Oh, perhaps.
Perhaps what?
That cannon over there might have destroyed them.
It would have taken off half the wall at the same time. Yeah. That sounds about right. I'm too scared to dig any deeper. Yeah, sure. Let's call it that. It was totally the work of an enemy cannon stand.
There's an old candelabra set up here for some reason.
Gold is right. The gold parts have all turned black. Did it rust over, or was it just never gold to begin with?
Oh, that's just a piece of cheap old iron.
Huh?
That's the candle stand I used when I was studying for my officer's examination. It's so old I should probably just throw it out, but well, I mean, it still works.
Oh, shoot. I think this has been happening. My stream chat froze again. I'm sorry if I missed anybody's chat. I was wondering about that again. Twitch, please. Twitch. Yeah, but my chat stopped at around the time that we were talking about Soseki.
PK fire!
No! What is this, low-level achievements? Yeah, the good job medal. Let's not think about that. It's very broken. Wendy's now hungry for cake. I would love a croissant right about now, actually. When I went on that food tour with Nash on Friday, we went to a French bakery, and we had the moistest and almondiest croissants I have ever had. I should go back there next time downtown. Just grab one to go. Wow, my browser is just totally frozen. Sorry, just stalling for time while I fix this.
Cookie.
Hector's still here. F for frozen chat. Moistest, very moist. I'm just gonna keep my stream bot chat up and just never mind the frickin' Twitch dashboard. I have now given up on the Twitch dashboard. Very moist. Next time you're down here, anybody in downtown LA, go check out, I forgot the name of the restaurant. Then it was the French word for small child, but like a brat, like a small problem child.
I suppose that's true.
I never thought that even something like this would have a story behind it. Hey, the writer's gotta get paid for something.
You could at least say memories rather than a story.
Much more eloquent. Alright, I think that's it for the rooms. Let's talk to the peoples. What's your story?
Welcome, I'm the landlord here, John Garrideb. I'm just introducing myself now because you just went ahead and investigated the entire room without my permission.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. This is Naruhodo, attorney at law.
Hajimemashite. Naruhodo desu.
Oh, you'll have to excuse me for not standing to greet you. Some years back during the Battle of my Wand, I took a bullet straight to the knee. I used to be an adventurer just like you. Then I took a bullet to the knee. The general presented me with a medal, and I reluctantly left the rest to my inferiors.
So, he's a war vet.
It's difficult for me to climb stairs, so I don't go out a lot.
You could live on the first floor. Considering this place is on the 3rd floor, I was out of my breath myself when I got up here.
Yes, I went upstairs 3 years ago, and I just never left.
Obviously, that's because you don't get enough exercise.
Oof.
Calling Naruhodo out. Why don't you eat a salad? Just go do the ellipticals for about half an hour. Maybe. Yeah. It's okay, Naruhodo. You still look great. Anyway, if you represented a medal, you must have been an accomplished soldier.
Oh, please, it's just a hunk of junk. Medals are nothing more than trinkets. Just throwing it out will be an insult to the general, though, so I haven't hung up for now. Hey, Joan, show the guests my medal if you would.
Do it. That's not what he asked.
Joan, the medal.
Whoa! Mean? That's how she protests. You know his knee is shot. Literally.
Conflammy, Joan. What were you pouring that stuff?
Oh, goodness me. I am terribly sorry, Master.
Just be more careful from now on.
Of course, Master.
What a good maid. She's doing it on purpose, I can tell.
Well, at any rate, nowadays I'm just whiling away the time peacefully.
I see. Soda.
Well then, you were here to ask about that tenant of mine, right?
Yes, we'd certainly appreciate any information you can give us. Okay, I realize now that this is not Soseki's apartment, it's actually John's, because he's the landlord. I got confused because the move option said this is Soseki's flat.
Of course, as a sworn protector of British peace, I'll help you in any way that I can. Speaking of the Japanese, I heard they're going to launch some Gundams into space in the year 2020. Wow, it's amazing that I know that, considering that it's about 120 years from now. I believe that the Empire signed a treaty of alliance with us. What's more, it seems like this incident has caught the eye of the general public.
Is that really true? Uh-oh. What, just because he's Japanese? Again! Just like the first trial, international relations rely on Naruhodo.
Even now, that famous detective is carrying out an investigation in my home.
Sherlock Holmes? You mean Sherlock Holmes? She is excited. Oh, Suzato, down girl. Ah. Don't go up and glomp him.
Ah, that might have been the one. I'm not really interested. I've never even heard of him.
You have a copy of the adventures on your desk. Oh, but isn't that an issue of the Strand magazine over there?
What? Oh, no, that's,
Sweating bullets. Denying it.
The detective is currently investigating the Japanese man's room.
He's in Soseki's room? Soseki.
Because of him, the whole neighborhood is gossiping about my home. For a retired man who only wants a quiet life, such gossip is indeed very troublesome.
John Garrideb just wanted a quiet life. Oh no. No Yoshikage Kira here. I bet there's like a scar on the right side of his face. There's no way the game would just hide his face like that the whole time. If that wasn't the case. Mr. Garrideb, would you be willing to tell us about your tenant, Soseki Natsume?
Sure, he's been living here for about a week.
Just a week? Only a week? So he moved in quite recently. I guess that gives him reason to be wandering around outside. He barely knows where he lives.
You see, we have tenants on both the first and second floor. It was just 1 week ago when the second floor became free. The second floor is actually on! Dude! Watch what you're doing!
That was perfectly timed. I love the animations in this game. They're focused a little bit more on being nice and animated, and rather than emulating a 2D sprite.
Oh, goodness me. I'm terribly sorry, Master.
Rip his legs.
If you ask me,
What?
I knew that Asian was suspicious from the very start.
Rude. This game really just does not get better with discrimination. It was a different time. You really think so? Oh, okay. Okay. We're gonna do that now. Now, my stream chat bot is frozen. And my dashboard was... Twitch, please. This is terrible.
Fire!
Fire! Fire! Great. He took a bullet to the knee. T is worse. What? T is worse than what? At this moment in time, maybe it's because Sherlock as well. I'm so behind on the chat. I apologize. I don't know what Twitch is doing.
Yoshikage Kira.
Killer Queen, bites at the store.
What's that? The
Mitsuke Taizo.
Why'd she do that? I don't know.
No, Kochi Miro.
That's the one. That's the thing that Bites the Dust says. Not Bites the Dust. That's the thing that Sheer Heart Attack says.
Kochi Miro.
Twitch is mean to me. Wendy loves the animation much more in this game than Ace Attorney 5 and 6. It's amazing. Like, I know what they were going with 5 and 6, just making it emulate the old style. But look at this. It's so nice. How the animations get worked into the dialogue, spilling the tea. Error Twitch. Alright, I think chat is working now. The maid is making you want to pinch your cheeks. Kind of adorable, actually.
That man is always sweating bullets with his eyes darting all to and fro.
What, you're talking about Naruhodo? That just because they're both Japanese doesn't mean they both do that.
Everything about his demeanor practically screams suspicious. You could tell it was only a matter of time before he'd snap. Whoosh. I had no doubt about it.
I should make sure that this maid doesn't get called to the witness stand. Oh, you know she will. You know she will. Was there anything else you found suspicious?
Oh. Why, yes, there definitely was.
She really perked up at that question. Any opportunity to badmouth Soseki, right? Was there anything in particular that struck you about your tenant, Soseki Natsume?
Oh! Why, yes! Everything about him is suspicious!
Okay, but what about actually him? Everything?
He'd always been reading incomprehensible books, cooped up in his room like a hermit.
Incomprehensible or just written in Japanese? I mean,
He never speaks to anyone. And he's never ever had a single guest. Every day, he goes to the used bookshop, then he comes back at 5 p.m. to turn on the stove.
That's oddly specific. Do you stalk him?
He also stays up later than anyone else in this home.
It sounds like he's a writer. Is that so? Maid is the killer, confirmed. Face 2 round.
What? She's suspicious.
How hard is the maid throwing this guy under the bus? Way too hard. She just has something against him. Rude, discriminatory. Sally Toyota, welcome back to the stream. How you doing? How's it been? How you been? It's been a while. They look like a sun and the moon. I noticed that Garrideb looked like the moon. I never... You know what? Yeah. She does look like the sun. You know what this reminds me of? That Mario Maker 2 video that they just came out with, direct. They revealed what the angry sun looks like in every video style. Here's what the sun looks like in New Super Mario Bros. Style. That I don't know if that makes it scarier than the angry sun. Yeah, it actually does. This thing is horrifying. Oh no! Never mind. I am never going to use the... No, I'm just going to make a whole level based on the angry sun and put it in New Super Mario style. Oh. Hope everybody's doing well. Wendy says, you think that's the intention for the character designs? Yeah, it looks like it. Sun and Moon. Pokemon Sun and Moon. Sally's been fighting the final exams, but you're okay now. Yeah, that seems to be the case with everybody. If you're in school, hope you're doing well. Hope you're not letting streams distract you too much. Welcome, welcome. And I hope I wish you well if you're still doing tests, exams. You got more time to watch the stream now. Yeah, good on you. What? Oh no. So would you rather she look like this? Or this? Yeah. I wish there was a button to hide the dialogue box so I could easily make this into a thumbnail. New thumbnail. Alright, gotta make sure my chat's going.
The first floor tenant typically calls it a night at around 9 p.m.
That's not very late. I sleep at 3 a.m. every day. Crop that angry sun out. You're welcome to do so if you want.
As for that chap, he's never gone to bed any earlier than 2 a.m.
Oh, that's still not that late. Oh, Viv, I'm so sorry. They're very discriminatory in this game. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna warn you about that. Okay. Keep in mind, she's saying that directly to Naruhodo and Suzato, who came from Japan. How rude! Could I ask you something?
What is it?
Miss Maid, why are you so intimately familiar with Soseki's life and habits? They're actually having an affair. Isn't it an affair if neither of them are married? Oh, secret love life. Let's do it. I hope that's the case. I would so love for that to be the case. Maybe I just ship everybody. The tenants don't live on this floor, right?
Yes, they live on the first and second floors, both below this floor.
In that case, isn't it a little strange that you know so much about him? I did find that a bit suspicious. Like, why I said, are you stalking him or something? You've given us precise details on when he comes home and when he goes to bed. Got him. He did not deserve that.
Don't watch what you're doing.
Oh, goodness me. I am terribly sorry, Master.
Suzato does have a point. It did feel as though the maid knew more than she should have. A little bit too much. Whoa. Kid Cat, thanks for the follow. As you might know, the incident occurred at around 5 p.m. Did you happen to look outside the window at all during that time?
The window? The window. I've never heard of this window. What is that?
We noticed that your window faces Briar Road. The incident happened on the pavement at the opposite side of Briar Road. Did you perhaps catch sight of any suspicious individuals outside, for example? Get in vibes of Ace Attorney 1, where a witness was specifically made to happen to be at the right window at the right time of the murder. So, you could say that if you did witness the murder and you were a planted witness, it wasn't happenstance, but more like a Briar arrangement.
5 p.m. is typically about dinner time in our household.
Just gonna ignore that joke.
Unfortunately, I don't recall anything abnormal. What about you, Joe?
I didn't notice anything either. The sun was setting, so it was starting to get dark.
The sun was setting, huh?
Not to mention the fog. I imagine it would be difficult to see so far away.
I see. Did anything else unusual happen at all?
Anything unusual?
It can be anything, really. Even something that seems unrelated to the case.
Oh, in that case.
Huh? Did you notice something?
Well, it's probably not worth mentioning, but when the crime was committed, tally ho! Don't watch what you're doing. I'm wondering at this point if my knee even feels any more pain.
Oh,
goodness me, I'm so terribly sorry, Master.
He's barely drank any of it. How come you keep pouring?
Just be more careful next time.
Of course, Master. But might I interject, Mr. Attorney?
Sure. What's on your mind?
From what I can remember, nothing at all was discussing happened in this home, I do believe.
You sound like you're trying to hide something. Garrideb was about to reveal he remembered something, but you interrupted him with tea. Made him forget what he was saying. Is that true, Mr. Garrideb? Maybe that's a signal for them to shut each other up. The setting sun. I'm glad you liked it. You sounded like you had something to say.
Oh no, it was just the gods. Don't get it together, please. At this point, I might not have any anymore.
I'm sorry, Master, but I truly do believe there's not much to be said.
Suspicious. Very sus.
I suppose not.
What the heck?
There wasn't anything out of the ordinary. It was just another quiet evening, right, Joan?
Yes, indeed, Master.
I don't believe these guys for a second.
What the heck is going on here?
I know that was Naruhodo, I just wanted to say it like that. It looks like something happened in this room last night. I can't help but be curious. Oh, even more. By the way, which room is Soseki's?
It's right below us. Check the second floor.
Maybe that's how you know his life so intimately. You hear him underneath the floorboards. Mr. Holmes is currently investigating it, right?
Yes, I think I hear him in the distance. And his name is Sherlock Holmes.
Still singing that song, I see.
He said that the tenant himself requested the investigation, so I handed him the key.
Soseki asked Mr. Holmes to investigate his case? I meant to say that out loud for my own thoughts, but Susato started saying the same thing, so I kept reading it. Yeah, so I guess maybe Sherlock himself doesn't even believe that Soseki is the murderer. He just wanted something to springboard off of. He admitted as much in the second chapter. He said that he hopes his deductions are wrong. So yeah, maybe Natsume's like, please just give me a second chance. Soseki asked Mr. Holmes to investigate? That has to be a barefaced lie. I don't know, could be the truth. Do you think we could get a look at his room too?
Sure, I don't mind. It's right down the stairs.
I'm not sure if we'll find anything of use in Soseki's room, but we need to get our hands on whatever information we can, shall we? Of course! Not to mention, we can ask Mr. Holmes plenty of questions as well. Alright, well. But I don't want to leave the sun and moon. Sun maid and happy and moon man. Sun maid. Like raisin? You know, the sun. The sun. Oh no. Hector, what have you done?
Cropping the sun.
Hold on. I want a Lunatone now. Let me get one of those. Dun, 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 dun. This is gonna be perfect. Just watch. Just hold on. It's gonna be great. Oh, I found the perfect image. Gotta catch them all. Pokemon Ruby Sapphire 2012 or whatever year it came out. Perfection. This is the thumbnail.
Stop clowning around.
Yeah, I'm keeping that sun for later. I don't know what I'll use it for, but I'll keep it. Dashboard froze again. Hopefully that the chatbot will keep it. I don't know. Alright, let's go to Soseki's room. We're done here.
No,
How do I move? Okay, here we go. A new destination has been added. Oh, I never noticed that Susato has some words to say about these. Chief Justice Office. Whenever I come here, I get so nervous. There are quite a few books I wish to borrow, however. She must be part bird. You can't with the sun and moon. Thumbnail. Briar Road. The officers are continuing their investigation despite the constant piercing cold and wind. Visiting this gloomy jail brings to mind the horror of violent crime. The famous detective and Little Iris live here. Apparently they receive requests from clients all over the world. The office of the world's most famous detective. Naruhodo, are you sure this isn't a dream? More like a nightmare. Mr. Garrideb's room, inhabited by the owners of the Soseki's flat, the Garridebs. It's on the 3rd floor, offering an unobstructed view of Briar Road. They may appear old, but English-style buildings truly have a vivid magnificence about them. And Soseki Natsume, a student from Japan, is living here at the moment. Let's go check it out. That's the style of humor on my channel. Cat! Is that the Wagahai Neku Aru? 19th February, Soseki Natsume's room. This is pretty amazing. Korega! Sugoi ne! What a stifling stench. Hey, yo. I feel like I'm about to choke on the air in this room. I suppose that's... Oh yeah, this is the room that's all bricked up. Heck. No wonder it smells. Is it coming from that huge mountain of old books? Get ready. I think you know who's about to show up. There are 2 cats. Where are there 2 cats? I only see the one. Unless you mean the lucky cat on the left. Or maybe Susato's covering it? I have never seen this many books. I haven't either. But still, it's so dark in here. I mean the lucky cat. Okay. That is a window over there, is it not? Rather than a window, it looks like something that was once a window. It looks like it's been filled in using bricks and mortar. Brick and mortar? Season 4 coming soon.
Mortar. Mortar. It's me, Brick.
Does Soseki really live in a room like this? By the way, I don't see Mr. Holmes anywhere. I bet he's hiding inside the lucky cat or something. No. He's wearing a cat costume and is curled up on the floor there. That's not actually a cat. I know your shtick, Sherlock. Huh, you're right. According to what Mr. Garrideb had said, he should have been investigating in here. I don't know. Maybe he's hiding. Look, it's a beckoning cat from back home. He must have brought this from Japan. Why is this text on the 2nd line? Maybe it's a typo. Well, you brought that huge Daruma doll with you. I did what now? I don't think you have any room to talk. I'm ill at ease in a foreign country. I just wanted to have a good luck charm.
So you brought a Daruma?
If you guys don't know what a Daruma is, it's like a little doll that you draw in one of the eyeballs, you make a wish, and then when that wish comes true, you draw in the other eyeball to seal it in. It's a little fun thing. If you ever seen the Pokemon Darumaka, it's based on that. Or Darmanitan. Right, and Soseki brought this beckoning cat in hopes of good fortune.
Sherlock somehow developed a way to turn himself into a cat. Not just a costume, he's actually transmogrified.
Too bad the only thing that's been beckoned is this awful incident. Womp. Naruhodo, one shouldn't dwell on bad fortune. I didn't even say anything. The way my eyes talk for me just keeps getting me into trouble. Yeah, look at how shifty they are. I mean, I could just look at the cat. Oh, look at the cat. Look at the cat. Oh, look at him go. Come back here.
Aw, what a darling cat.
Eko kawaii. Maybe he's a little watchman, here to guard the books while the master's away. Who is feeding this cat? He's not doing his job very well. He just jumped into a mountain of books. Oh, kitty kitty. It looks like a little calico cat. I guess they had those here in Great Britain too. Trivia: calico cats are almost all female, because the calico pattern gene is carried on the female chromosomes. I don't know genetics. Don't ask me. Perhaps Soseki brought him here from Japan? A male calico? Really? Suddenly, I feel so homesick for Japan. Yeah, what have you even eaten since then? Since you got here? We've only been here for 2 days, though. Yeah, one of them was a trial. Couldn't relax at all. A Japanese-style desk sits solemnly within the vast mountain of literature. Maybe this is where Soseki reads his books and pets his cat? I bet he even dreams about being smothered by those old books. That sounds a bit wrong. I'm afraid you might be right. What's this? There's something on top of the desk. It's a receipt from a used bookshop. Tattered Tales Book Emporium. Telltale? Telltale Games? Huh. It's addressed to Soseki, and it's dated 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. That's the same day as the incident. So he has an excuse? He has an alibi? Or maybe that's the evidence that shows he was actually out on that day. Daruma can be pushed down and springs up on its own. That's adorable. I should get one. Maybe make a wish. I don't know. I know what I wish for. I'm not telling. I got a feeling that it was just before Soseki got roped into this whole incident. It seems he was out shopping for old books. Receipt has been filed in the court record. That seems important. Yeah. Proves where he was on the night of the murder, at least. A ridiculous amount of books are piled up in a veritable mountain of stories. They're all in English literature, and they're all considerably old and dusty. I've read this already. There are more than enough books here to last a lifetime, don't you think? No doubt, it's like a dream come true. More like a nightmare, in my opinion. I'm sure whatever poor book is at the bottom won't see the light of day ever again. Just like the state of my room. Why is every room in this game just me? So messy. I need to clean. Spring cleaning. Overdue. You can't believe they animated the cat so realistically. Weird flex, but okay, I like it. The animators for this game put it out of the park. You should see Sherlock Holmes' boxing animation. I think they just took it straight out of Monster Hunter. The little shadow boxing you can do. Think of it as a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Just like a perfect tea ceremony. I've been to an actual tea ceremony in Japan. I had real matcha made right in front of me. It was delicious. And I got a little pastry snack as well. It was fun. It was a fun experience. It only cost like, less than $20 for to go to the ceremony, have the tea. This is the last place I imagined tea ceremonies would come up. You also get a little tour of an authentic tea house where they used to have geishas dance. It was pretty cool. This is a window, I guess? One would think so. For some reason, this one seems to have been completely covered by bricks. Yeah, this might as well be more wall. Why in the world would someone do this? Don't ask me. I haven't the foggiest idea. Perhaps Soseki had an episode one day and chose to build the wall right then and there. Did the translators put this joke in? Yikes. It's scary because it sounds like something he would actually do. Maybe I'm overthinking it. This isn't Danganronpa V3. Besides, this game was like, from what? Way long ago? Either way, the lack of a window has caused the air in here to get all thick and heavy. Being in this room makes one's mood rather heavy as well. So thick. So heavy. Colonel. What else? It's so quiet. It's kind of creepy. Oh! Where did... You weren't there a second ago! What are you doing here, Sherlock? When did you... I looked here earlier. You were not sitting there. Son of a... Surprised the hell out of me. Oh, look, Naruhodo. Sherlock teleports behind you.
Nothing personnel, kid.
This game is from 2015. The second's in 2017. Maybe it was a reference. That would be a weird reference. That's... When did he get here? He seems to be busy with his nose deep in a very old-looking book. He was the cat all along. He had to have been. In any case, let's call him over. Let's not. Hey, Mr. Holmes!
Oh!
Here we go!
Why, hello! If it isn't you two! Oh, no, yes. As I recall, you two, I don't remember. Weren't you that Russian guy who was escaping from China? Or to China? I can't quite remember.
Oh, Sherlock, how we've missed you. Indeed, we were together on board the SS Claire.
Ah, yes, the SSR Claire. As I recall, that was...
Thank you so much for helping us find the truth behind Asogi's murder.
Long time no see, Holmes. Kept you waiting, huh? Of course, that's it. It was none other than Master Asogi. The one with the snake, right?
The snake was the big Russian dude? Huh? Well, you're not quite there, but you aren't completely wrong either. Something like that. That's Sherlock for you. Always 30% right.
I'm right at least 30% of the time.
Holmes is Snake.
Colonel. I'm trying to sneak around.
It's a great honor that you remembered us. A little bit, kind of, sort of, maybe. Mr. Holmes, we are...
Wait. I have confidence in my memory. I'm sure I can remember your names with perfect clarity. You are Miss Naruhodo.
Not yet, at least.
And Master Susato.
Again, almost right. You got it. Turn around. Turn around. Get it? Gyakuten.
Oh, touche. Ah, yes.
Oh, I love Sherlock. I missed him in the last chapter so much.
On the day we arrived in London, I was hoping I could invite you two to my home.
Well, you see, we've already been there. We see that you have a 10-year-old girl living there. You won't ask questions, Sherlock. Just don't make us regret it.
But those dastards from the yard cut me at the station and rushed me to the crime scene.
Dastards? Dastards? Dastardly? Is that a word?
Dastards. But it was so ridiculously simple, I only needed about 30 minutes to crack the case.
30 minutes, huh? They arrested Soseki after only 30 minutes? Are you sure Sherlock hadn't recovered from the jet lag yet?
Anywho, thanks to that, my memories on the other cases have gotten a little bit foggy.
Just a little?
For every addition of knowledge, you forget something that you knew before. It is of the highest importance, therefore, not to have useless facts elbowing out the useful ones.
Is that how your brain works? Sherlock has learned 4 moves. He does not have room to learn new culprit. Delete a move to make room for it? Yes.
Oh, by the way, those very words are written in a study in scarlet. Those are my own words. I mean, technically they're Iris's words, but they're pretty much mine.
Please don't quote yourself again. I'll quote myself as much as I want.
I don't remember it clearly myself. She had written it for me so nicely.
He must mean Iris. Iris, Mr. Holmes, there's something I would like to ask you about that simple case. Was it simple? Was it clean? Was it the way you're making me feel tonight?
Oh, what is it? You're looking pretty fierce.
You're looking pretty foxy. If I do say so myself, nobody's gonna get that reference.
Go ahead. It seems much more fun to talk about murders in such a gloomy room.
Fun? Is that what you call it? Set the mood lighting. Sherlock, hold on. Before you do anything, it's very important that you see this. That's how the human brain works typically. You can only remember 5 things at one time. I know I can. Ah, that stream delay.
Wait just a moment there, Master Naruhodo. I'm still a professional, you know. If you want me to deduce something about that item, you'll have to hand over £3 first.
Ah, that is way too expensive, sir. Really, I don't need any deductions from you. I was just wondering if you knew something.
I see now you'd like to hear my opinion as a professional. In that case, you'll have to hand over the £3 first.
At least his rates are consistent. Right now, Mr. Holmes is looking to buy the complete works of Shakespeare. No way. I bet you want original copies as well.
How did you know? I'll put it on display and be lauded for its glory. Surely you understand my modest wish.
I couldn't care less, honestly. Oof. Burn. Alright, well that was fun. Let's talk to him about the case, shall we? This is the exchange student Soseki Natsume's room. Mr. Holmes, you're the one who arrested him, right? He was arrested under the pretense that he stabbed that woman on Briar Road.
Soseki? Yes, I believe that was his name.
But Soseki said he didn't do it. Say it ain't so, Seki. Yet you arrested him despite that. I don't think that's fair at all.
Whatever do you mean? I'm afraid I don't understand, Miss Susato.
Mr. Holmes is really going to play dumb while he looks Susato straight in the eye? Oh, it's not playing, Naruto. Not by a long shot.
No, I'm not playing dumb at all. I actually am dumb. Dummy thick.
Okay, enough of that.
I think the two of you have come to some sort of misunderstanding.
Oh, really? Anna, Egg, what's up? Oh, you're done with your stream already? How you doing? How was the way out? How far did you get? Hope you were doing good. Hope you'd had a fun time. I kind of thought you'd finish the game by now. I guess you called it early, huh? How you doing? Oh, you're still trying not to die. You're still streaming right now? What are you doing? All right, you can't hear. Okay, well, I'm just gonna... Sure. All right, enjoy the lurk, even though you can't hear me. Misunderstanding?
I have no recollection of ever calling that poor postured Japanese man the culprit.
Poor postured? So mean. What are you implying?
If you want to know the request I received from Scotland Yard, word for word. A man escaped from the crime scene. We want you to both find his identity and location.
A man escaped? So you arrested him just because you were told to, not because you think he's the culprit? I mean, I guess that keeps your integrity in check. At least you're not purposefully arresting innocent people. You're just arresting them for crimes of existence. Kit Kat loves Sherlock. Sherlock is the best. We need a Sherlock in every game. If only Detective Gumshoe was as fancy as this. Although I love Gumshoe in his own way too. Poor ramen detective.
There were a few books that had been left at the scene. Judging by the bookplate, it was clear that the book was purchased at a local bookshop. After I spoke with the owner, it wasn't long before I arrived at this room, and that's all. I believe the receipt for that book is somewhere around there.
Are you saying that Soseki isn't the culprit?
I'm just saying that the evidence doesn't lie. Who's to say? I certainly wouldn't know. I mean, I only gave it 30 minutes to investigate. I didn't actually check the evidence. You do think I am some sort of great detective? Pshaw!
Did you smoke something earlier, Sherlock? Your voice is getting raspier every time you show up. I guess it kind of is.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. I'm mostly doing it because it's hard in my voice to keep doing the,
oh, yes, who's to say? I certainly wouldn't know. I came back because it had started to pique my curiosity, but There are just so many intriguing books here. I very suddenly found myself reading them. Of course, by no means was I doing this just because I was bored. Really, if I was bored, I would use my gun to shoot holes into the wall in the initials of our very queen.
It's been so long since I voiced him, I forgot exactly how I did it last time. I thought it was the same. I know I've been doing his laugh consistently, I think. It's like, kind of like that gnome.
You've just been gnomed.
Maybe that's where I'm getting the voice from.
I'm not a gnome. I'm not a goblin. I'm a gnome. And you've just been gnomed. Oh, that reminds me. Have you already met with the landlord of this flat?
Yes, Mr. Garrideb, the retired soldier. He was the first time I met someone from the Great British Empire's military. And it was the first time I've ever met a maid from the Great British Empire. Naruhodo can only focus on that maid, huh? What's so funny?
Oh, sorry, excuse me. I'm sure you're already aware, but many of London's households have maids in service.
Yes, I read about that in the Great British Empire guidebook. And I guess we haven't been in that many houses. Sherlock, do you have a maid? Please just do the voice that's easier for me to do. Well, I'm just trying to see what fits. Voices are evolving. It's an evolving thing. Gumshoe is special. You miss him, but at least we have Holmes now. He'll never be replaced in my heart, but Sherlock is definitely a unique character. I think the best post-Gumshoe detective I've seen so far. Sorry, Emma.
To put it another way, whether or not a household has a maid in service determines their rank in society.
Their rank?
Simply put, as long as you have at least one maid, you're middle class. If not, you'd be below that.
If you have at least one? Oh my. Oh my. How much does a maid even cost?
Upper class households have enough servants to be considered a huge family on their own.
I see. That is awe-inspiring in its own right.
Essentially, for those caught on the border between the middle and lower class, it's quite the important matter
to have a maid. First world problems, right? I had no idea.
That's exactly what draws my attention to that man. The retired soldier, John Garrideb.
What?
That lovable little soldier is hiding something. As for whether or not it's related to the case at hand, that is yet to be seen.
What does he mean? I don't know. That maid was clearly interrupting Garrideb in a way that stopped him from revealing anything important. You know, the maid that kind of looked like the sun. Hey, what are you doing? Get back there. Go back down. Yeah, yes, you. We don't need you right now. There you go. No. Stop that. Stop it. We want this sun. This is the good sun. The good sun. Would you just... Yep. There you go. Praise the sun. The perfect sun. I gotta be exiting sun soon. Nobody's gonna get that. Exiting sun. You know that Pixar clip? I forget what movie it played right before. I think it might have been... No, it's not Tangled. Anyway, one of the Disney movies has a short with a singing volcano. I think it was a short before Inside Out, actually. The singing volcano. And the part of the song... We had a movie night the other month where we watched that, and we found this bootleg version with subtitles. Except the subtitles were weird and not quite right. One of the lines was, the volcano was on the brink of exiting sun. On the brink of exiting sun. We just we did a spit take for a moment. We're like, what? Exiting sun? Extinction. What? Ah, okay, that's what that means.
I must say, though, this is really quite the gloomy room. It looks like the sun has exited.
Man's not hot on the sun.
Wow. If I was stuck in this room for long enough, I would be sure to stab someone sooner or later.
Susato, let's go right now. Susato, please. Sherlock's dangerous. Soseki didn't stab anyone.
Like I said, sooner or later.
That's not what I meant. Speaking of how gloomy it is in here, I can't help but wonder why there aren't any windows in this room. There used to be one, you can see it.
Oh?
Well, I guess it wouldn't be right to say that there aren't any at all, but they're all completely covered with bricks. Sherlock, what the heck?
Yes. The answer to that is simple. It's because of window tax.
I feel like that's a thing. Oh, yeah. I've heard about this in, I guess, a history class or something. Yeah, there used to be a tax on the number of windows you'd have in a house. And that was a way for the government to be like, all right, we know it's against the law to tax you for the size of your house, but let's say the number of windows can be taxed. And therefore, houses that are bigger and have more windows naturally get taxed more. So what ended up happening is people started boarding up and breaking up their windows so that they could have one less window so that it wouldn't be as expensive to live there. History is silly. Window tax? What in the world? I don't know what country it was in. I guess it was England. You can't be serious. They tax you just for having windows installed?
That's exactly the case.
What?
Long ago, Britain taxed its citizens based on how many windows their homes had. Their Sherlock homes. The poor and penniless rushed to paint over their windows in their houses that they inherited. On the other hand, the rich would put windows all over their premises. Apparently, they were trying to gain favor by paying exorbitant sums to those in power.
Wow. That's downright horrible. Nobody should have to live in a room with no light. And also, couldn't they just donate the money? Why do they have to pay it through taxes? Have I finished Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton? Do I like it? I actually haven't finished it. I've gotten up to, I think, episode 3 of that. I didn't stop playing because I didn't like it. I just happened to stop playing. I would like to... I actually was thinking of streaming that game if this translation had not come out when it did. Because I'd always intended to play this translation, but I've always wanted to experiment with a Phoenix Wright game at some point on my stream. I streamed the first trial of Phoenix Wright 1 with Brad, the guy who was joining me on the stream last time. He can't come over as often as I'd like for us to just finish out that series. Maybe we could just record it instead of stream it. And I absolutely enjoy streaming it, but for a game that I've already played before, it feels like I'm just going through the motions. I'd rather have it like focused, if that makes sense. Anyway, regards to Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton, I would like to stream it at some point on stream. Start over from the beginning. At some point. Maybe also a Professor Layton game.
Well, because of that, an epidemic began spreading throughout the country. The window tax was abolished about 40 years ago, but even now there remain traces of the effects it had. This flat is one of the many examples.
Oh, so Soseki didn't do it, it just was like that. Window tax is a real thing. You couldn't imagine living like that. Oh yeah, it was absolutely real. Oh, I can't believe I remember that. From history class. I am terrible at history. Always my worst subject. I wonder if Soseki's not receiving enough exchange student allowance.
Probably not, from what I've investigated thus far. He's renting this room at a rock bottom rate.
Hey, you call it rock bottom? I call it an absolute deal. That's probably because of just how terrible this room is. Supposedly, Soseki moved into this room last week, but it already looks like he's been here forever.
Yes, it appears so. However, there's reason to believe that this room isn't cheap merely because of how run down it is.
Huh?
Pay me no mind. I doubt it has anything to do with this case anyway.
Now I can't help but be curious. Professor Layton games are the best. Absolutely, Kit Kat. I wish I played more of them. I only played the first trilogy, and then they kept coming out with more and more, and I never caught up. I'd stream them. Definitely stream them. You people can see how big of a brain I have. Anime story crossed with English gentlemanship crossed with puzzles. That's kind of what I'm playing right now, huh?
Well, that's all I can say on the matter.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, that's right. Master Naruhodo? As I recall, you said you wanted to become a lawyer, right?
Well, I guess I am one now.
He remembered that?
I would hope so.
If so, are you going to defend him? The tenant of this flat. Master Soseki, right?
I mean, that's why we're even here in the first place. I don't know.
What do you mean?
The truth is, I already stood as an attorney in this country just yesterday.
Oh? That's amazing. It looks like your dream didn't take too long to become a reality.
But I'm so lost. I've lost sight of what it means to believe in my client. No, Naruhodo, you just had bad luck. Assigned to a client that was guilty.
Believe her.
Hey, Mr. Holmes. There's no way that Soseki's the culprit, right? No.
How would you expect me to know that?
Huh? But... Didn't you come to this flat to investigate the stabbing?
Well, yes, that was my intention at first. But there was this endless pile of intriguing books, so I lost myself in the joys of reading. Sherlock!
Oh, you! What are we gonna do with you? I see.
Anyway, there are two truths that I have come to understand. That Japanese man fled from the scene of the crime 2 days ago, and then there is a man who claims that he witnessed Soseki committing the crime. That is all.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, I need water. Oh, so I'm guessing. Oh. So if there was nobody else to witness, then probably the witness they're talking about is Garrideb himself, because he had a window overlooking the road.
Oh, that's right. There is one more thing.
One more thing? One more? What might that be?
I'm not sure if this is connected to the incident, but I am certain that it's true. That retired soldier, the landlord gentleman, he's hiding something.
Ooh. You mean Mr. Garrideb? He's mentioned this before, too. Ammy's back. You bring burger for everybody? You've come back to the man himself, Sherlock Holmes.
That's just about everything that has piqued my interest thus far.
Naruhodo, we still haven't found any decisive leads in our investigation so far. Yeah, you're right. It might be worthwhile to look into Mr. Garrideb's secret.
Still, I can't guarantee that it's related to this case in any way. Either way, I wish you the best of luck, Master Naruhodo.
Best of luck. Oh, thank you for your help, Sherlock, I guess. He just ran off to the back end of the flat. Wow. He didn't go very far, did he? Sherlock? Sherlock? Sherlock, Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
Indeed. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the whips and pangs of 1,000 arrows or something.
I don't remember my Shakespeare.
That is the question, Master Naruhodo.
I don't think I've ever gotten such a profoundly nebulous reply before. Nebulous. That's what you call it. That's exactly what Sherlock is, I guess. It's probably best not to think about it too much, Naruhodo. Maybe that's the key to this entire case. Shakespeare! Or Sherlock's nebulosity. Hey, son! Son, you get back down there right now, right here, you hear? That's right. Right, son? Alright then. I guess that's everything to see here. We just gotta go. Hold on, let me double check. Look into Mr. Garrideb's secret. How would I do that? I wonder. Let me do a quick save right here, right now. Just so, if something happens. I am charging my 3DS, I remembered. If something happens, I don't lose too much progress. Let's go. So, Mr. Garrideb's room again? Bum-ba-da-bum. Shakespeare, yes. Ammy's asking if anybody lives in the northern states. Not Kit Kat, they're from Latin America. That's a bit far south of the northern states. Dun, dun, dun. Save. Thanks for the save, Celeste. Wow. Is that turning into a meme? What is a meme? I don't know what a meme is.
Oh, you two again? I can't seem to remember his name, but is the good detective still hard at work?
Sherlock Holmes?
Ah, that was the one. Not that it concerns me.
Yeah, he seemed to be very content with the progress of the investigation.
That's just wonderful.
Viviana's back. It's like you never left. Nope, we're still here.
Joan, another cup of tea, please.
Okay. Yes, sir, master.
So, did you both... Joan, watch what you're doing.
Master, it is almost time for your meal.
Yes, so it is. Friends, I kindly request that you be on your way.
We just got here. We have some questions to ask you. Oh, all right. You have been a great help. Thank you.
Not at all. It was a pleasure to have a chat with you from a faraway land. Well then, good luck to you. Now, if you'll excuse me.
According to Holmes, Mr. Garrideb is hiding something from us. As of now, we have no leads, but I wonder if we can dig something up somehow. Somewhere. Hopefully before the trial. Let me just double check it's nothing we can just inspect right now. If we don't find anything, how can we ever possibly acquit Mr. Soseki? Look. If he was a real person, and I don't believe he was ever convicted of murder, then if we don't get him not guilty verdict, if we don't give him a non-guilty verdict, then we'll change history. You can't change the past. You're gonna create another timeline. No, Naruhodo, stop it. Don't change the past. Well, I'm guessing Briar Road, I guess? I'm just gonna walk around, see what I can find. Which Ace Attorney games have I played? I have played the entire original trilogy. I have played 5, I have played 6, I have played Investigations, I have played half of Phoenix Wright versus Ace Attorney, and now I'm playing this. So most of the series, but not all. I still need to play Investigations 2 as well. Again, had this game not come out, I would have streamed both Layton vs. Ace Attorney as well as Investigations 2. I didn't want to start with Investigations 2 because I'm having the same problem that I am with this game in that it's all in... The titles on Twitch are in Japanese, so you don't... Basically, you aren't able to put the real title without... You can put the real title, but it won't actually map to a real game. Alright, this probably is not it. Let's go to jail. But at least with this game, people are coming in because it's new. But you know, I didn't want to miss out. Everybody's playing it right now. Yeah. There's a solar storm? Oh, what does it look like up there? The Northern Lights? Aurora Borealis? Phoenix Light. They're Phoenix Lights. Layton versus Phoenix is pretty cool. No spoilers. I haven't finished it. I want to stream it. What do you guys think? You guys want me to stream that? Or at least put it on YouTube? Let me know in the comments below. If you happen to be on YouTube. Or in the chat. Chat right there. 19th of February. Jail. Cell 9. Yeah, stream Layton versus Phoenix. Alright, I'll find time to put it on my schedule. At some point. It doesn't look like we'll be able to meet with Soseki for the time being. Why not? They're probably listening to his testimony in preparation for tomorrow's trial. Maybe you're right. His trial is tomorrow, after all. I can't stop them from questioning him. Okay, let's try coming back later. Alright. I hope he doesn't give us his usual, "Yes, I do," to any of the wrong questions this time. Yes, I am. Okay. What's your name? If you guys don't know the Ace Attorney anime, oh, jeez. If you know Ace Attorney 1, the character Red White. Oh no. The character Red White, his thing in the original Japanese game was that he speaks English all the time. Let me find the video. Oh, it's beautiful. It is absolutely fantastic. Here, listen.
What's your name?
What's...どうも。
名前だよ、名前。君の Your name を聞いたのさ。What's your name? いや、プレジデントだ。By the way, what's a murder? Yes, I do. Yes, we can. Never. My rule さ。No, no, no. Please だ。Go with him.
What's your name? I cannot get enough of that. Your name there. What is she? What's your name? Good English. It's perfect. It's wonderful. Go watch the Ace Attorney anime. Apparently the first season is really rushed, but the second one, I've heard good things about it. Yes, I do. That's what I think about every time that Soseki says, "Yes, I do." Wonderful. Alright, maybe Holmes is back at his room by now. No. What else? Maybe I present something to Mr. Garrideb? Because what I'm trying to do right now is find his secret out. And I don't see any other thing I can do here because I'm out of areas, and usually when there's something new, the game plays a cutscene. The game played a cutscene at the beginning of coming back here, I guess. Let's... Oh, but I can't present to them. I cannot present. What am I supposed to do then? Maybe there's something I missed. Oh, the window? You can see the scene of the crime, Briar Road, from here. Yeah, I can see the police proceeding with their investigation on the other side of the window, on the other side of the road. The glass is a bit fogged up, so it's difficult to see outside. I did miss something, okay. Why don't we try opening up the window?
Don't take the frigid chill of London's winter too lightly now.
Huh?
If you open that window, even a cup of hot tea would freeze solid right away.
That is impressive.
Not a soul exists in London that would open a window in the dead of winter.
That seems like a plot point. It doesn't seem like you'd get a good view of the incident from here anyway. Suspicious. Suspicious. What's this? Oh, that's you. I thought that was like you. I thought I could examine your cane. Let's see. What else did I miss? The pastry. Oh my God! Why are you here? Stop that! Sherlock, because it could give me a heart attack. Oh yes, I certainly missed something. He's a magician. He's Houdini. I missed a whole Sherlock. Well, I sure didn't look at him. What in the world is he doing there? Why are you here? Excuse me, Mr. Holmes?
Hey there, my friends, we meet again. When in blazes did you... I didn't even see you. Fire, riot.
You're fired. Sorry, Brad. You seemed busy, and I thought you had to go to work. So you're not here to do the voices. Thankfully enough, actually, the people you did the voices for haven't talked that much in this episode. So it's still like you never left. It's still okay. How you doing, Brad? Yeah, Brad was on the stream last time I played this. He voiced the inspector as well as Chief Vortex and the defendant himself, Soseki Natsume. I'll show it again in case you weren't here earlier. This is a book, a very famous book in Japanese history. The Japanese name of it is Waga Hai Neko de Aru, called I Am a Cat. It's a Persona 5. Morgana references this book by saying Waga Hai a lot to refer to himself. And if you'll notice, the name of the author is Soseki Natsume. He was a real person from real Japanese history. You know, like a giant enemy crab. You hope Iris isn't here to ruin my voice. That was earlier. That was earlier.
It's just as you surmised. It was I, Sherlock Holmes, all along. Kono Sherlock wa. Kono Sherlock da.
What on earth are you doing over there?
It's a reference.
Hector's doing good.
The sun. I have a habit of always taking in the sunset by the window right around twilight. However, there doesn't seem to be a single window in that delightful little room.
Delightful, yes.
So, as you can see, I took it upon myself to quietly borrow this little window instead.
And you did that by sneaking into the landlord's room. How you do this? Looking cool, Joker.
Looking cool, Joker.
Looking Naruhodo, Phoenix. I guess this is one of his special needs. You call in Sherlock special needs? I mean, his brain might work a little bit differently.
Cool, Joker.
Oh, and one more thing, Master Naruhodo.
Sir.
I do believe that now is the time that I will need your assistance.
Oh, we doing it? We doing it?
I need your assistance in making sense of my own astounding great detective's intellect.
Is it deduction time?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Looking cool, Sherlock. Yeah. Does that mean that he planned this reunion at the Garrideb residence?
He planned everything. It's all according to Kikaku. He's 1 step ahead and 3 steps behind.
Then, Mr. Holmes.
This unassuming little room guards a secret. No matter how trivial, not a single detail can escape my eyes. Master Naruhodo, you are ready, I presume?
Yes.
Yes, I am! Yes, I do!
Let's finish this before dinner time, shall we? Time for a great detective's great deduction. It's great!
Oh, the music. It's time.
Mr. Garrideb, you may have been an exceptional soldier, however, I can't say in good conscience that you're well suited to being a landlord. What? That's right. I've already seen the truth. At this point, I have come to 2 concrete conclusions, Mr. Garrideb. What conclusions? Let's start with the first conclusion. You are secretly harboring a vicious wild animal. What?
Is it the maid? I mean, she's looking a little bit angry. I wouldn't know if you'd call her wild. Okay, enough of that. Joke has run its course. Meme is dead.
Ah!
Sundance.
As for the second conclusion, as a result of that wild animal's vicious fury, you have lost something precious to you. Ah!
Naruhodo, look! He's in a cold sweat, sweating bullets. Mr. Garrideb is turning pale. There's no doubt about it. Mr. Holmes' conclusions are right on the mark again. Alright, I'm calling it right now. There's a reason we haven't seen the right side of his face. He probably has a vicious scar from the war. And when he changes personality at some point to reveal that he's super evil or something, he's gonna be like,
You thought you could pull a fast one on me? Oh, well, I'm actually a seasoned veteran.
and he's like, he's all grand and intimidating.
How did you know that? One might wonder.
Tsugi ni omae wa, how did you know that?
Toyu, how did you know that? Nani?
The reasoning really is quite simple.
After all, I am the king of beasts when it comes to the thick, dense jungle known as logic.
The king of beasts? Sherlock, is there something you want to tell us? Pokemon Sun and Moon?
Taming the wild tyrants born of Mother Nature is so no simple task. Now, everyone, shall we begin? Come, one and all, to Sherlock Holmes' Theatre of Logic and Reason. Dun 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 dun!
Deduction start.
The game is afoot.
Here we go. I love these. They are hype as hell. Look at it.
Now, boys and girls, you shouldn't need a great detective's guidance to see this one. Because it's abundantly clear that a most fearsome beast has run amok in this very room.
Tsugi ni omae wa.
You're pretty good, Toyu. You're pretty good, Nani? Your next line is... Now, what, might you ask, is the identity of those mysterious beasts? This mysterious beast. Just one. It would seem that our good veteran's eyes tell us more than one would expect. What? The answer lies within your very line of sight.
Always with a line of sight.
The identity of the beast that laid waste to this den is revealed by this lion statue.
Oh yes, there's totally a lion in here. Unless it's the maid, looking like a lion with the mane, sun mane. You hit the ocelot emote. You're pretty good. Despite your status as a soldier, you're horribly destitute, and you appear rather frail at that. Because of this, you cling to a certain wistful admiration of the great king of beasts, the lion. You want to go see the Lion King live-action remake, don't you?
What are you even talking about?
You became consumed by your burning admiration of the beast. So consumed that you secretly arranged to have the lion sent from India for you to domesticate.
What?
But taming the king of the jungle proved to be no simple feat, and as a result, this room is left ravaged by the tyrant's own vicious claw marks.
What in the world?
He's at least 30% right. Maybe. Yet at first glance, no such beast can be found in this room. Oh, no shit, Sherlock. You just noticed. It's the thought that counts. Brad was typing furiously to make your jokes happen consecutively. Time to get going. All right, Brad, have a good night. Thanks for dropping by. Sorry for firing you from stream duty. Megadan, what's up? How you doing, man? Thank you for the sub with Twitch Prime. Thank you for 2 months. Enjoy the chicken emotes. Welcome back to the chicken coop. How you doing? Are those bombshells? Are they? I guess they are. I don't suppose you load that into the cannon, right? The cannon takes cannonballs. Kit Kat says bye. Blessings to Brad. All right, Brad. Good night. Good night. Enjoy your night, okay? Hopefully work goes well. Wow. Yet at first glance, no such beast can be found in this room. Where could that monster have disappeared to? The answer lies, if I may, madame. What? You actually chopped it up and made it into tea. Please pardon my rudeness, but just one look at you tells me all I need to know. Just one look at you tells you all I need to know.
You mean hot me? A lowly maid?
Thought you said lovely maid. Whoa, you notice his pockets. Why, even your pocket alone reveals the whereabouts of our disappearing beast. That's a flyer for the circus peeking out of your pocket, isn't it?
Oh!
There's a red mark on his face. Whose face? You scrambled for some method through which to dispose of the fierce lion. Valinvoire Circus. A traveling troupe of musicians who pitched their tent in the nearby park. Even I've seen them. And you two are going to sell off that dangerous lion to the troupe.
Preposterous!
And there you have it. I believe this clears everything up. The fearsome beast that destroyed this room was actually a lion! And when I went to see the circus, the lion was joyfully jumping through a ring of fire. Topic 1. The Beast. Circus Lion. Case closed. Oh, on the dude. I didn't see it. The rampage. So, Mr. Garrideb. It would appear that you held some deep affection for such a fierce beast. Indeed, that seemingly nonchalant gesture betrays your true feelings. The intense pain you bear is clearly revealed by that hand on your cheek. I mean, when people have been injured in the past, even if they've recovered, sometimes they still have a tick or tell of happening to touch it from time to time. It's all because you had to tearfully depart with the beast you so dearly loved. No, I'm pretty sure it's because something's happened to the other side of his face. That's why we don't see it. The animation's so cool. This game is so beautiful. It totally is. Capcom. This is what happens when companies like Capcom are allowed to get a little bit more adventurous. They have the budget to do whatever they want. They have teams. They have professional animators who have worked on AAA games, And I can easily call them back down to do one of these and say like, hey, make an animation for this Sherlock Holmes game. Okay, okay. And it ends up being so totally amazingly well done.
The Phantom Pain. No, you've got it all wrong.
Where, I ask, does your pain come from? Well, yet again, the truth is brought to light by your line of sight. Brought to light by your line of sight. Of course, this is the cause of your plight. The cause of all your suffering is this bundle of bills. You're late for your payment. Now you have to pay an overdue fee. All of those envelopes piled up over there appear to be bills. Whoa! Wearing those goggles. Looking cool, Sherlock. Here we have bills for a huge wagon's worth of meat, potatoes, wheat, and black tea. The cost of keeping a lion fed dealt a devastating blow to your household finances. And thus there was little you could do but part with him. Isn't that right? Still going on about that lion, are we? But then, in a final act of reckless violence, the beast attacked once more. Attacked? And the traces of its great rampage are clear. See the carpet below us, torn to shreds? To shreds, you say? It looks to be a high-quality carpet, woven from wool. And this wool is precisely the wool that you will not pull over my eyes. Oh! Why did something so horrible have to befall such a lovely carpet? Oh! Well, madame, it seems like it's your turn to tell me something now. And the answer to my question is in your eyes. They're Nookie's eyes. They're cold, compassionate eyes. What was it that left the carpet in this sorry state? The evidence lies in this cake stand. Holmes snaps. Half of the universe fades away. Oh! There's nothing in the world more dangerous than a hungry lion. I believe a certain great queen once said, "If there is no bread, let them eat cake." Great? If by great you mean she was murdered by the poor people. It's safe to say that food is at the catalyst for all great tragedies. What do you mean? Having grown sick of the taste of cake, the beast set its sights on new prey. I'm pretty sure lions don't eat cake. Or is this another one of those Sherlock Holmes books references where the snake was drinking milk even though it doesn't actually do that? Is there a book about a circus lion in Sherlock Holmes? And what prey fell victim to the tyrant's fury? I think it goes without saying. And there is room for only one conclusion. Famished and in a daze, the poor Jungle King devoured the carpet. The bite marks in the carpet are a perfect match to those of a lion I once spotted in India. Sure, absolutely, I believe you. Okay, I believe you. John became the prey. And there you have it. The great deductions of Sherlock Holmes have been revealed. Bravo! They're speechless! Oh!
So the tea is spilling, I say.
Oh, dear me, master. I haven't even noticed.
They were in utter shock. Didn't even realize where they were. Well, spilling your tea in the face of my impeccable logic is to be expected. We still haven't seen the other side of John's face. I've heard tales of a housewife who spills tears as well as tea. Her own tears or her husband's?
Why?
Excuse me, Mr. Holmes, could we have another quick talk? Sidebar.
But of course, Master Naruhodo, what's on your mind this time?
Well, it's about your logic. It's terrible. Oh. Do you really think that there was a lion running around in this cramped little room?
Indeed, it seemed the only plausible explanation that I could think of.
Don't lie, you just saw the lion statue and immediately your mind went places. Or it's one of those things where it's like, you try to come up with a fake name real quick, real fast, and you just make a name based off the first thing you see in the room.
Yes, my name is Lion Mane.
First name Lion.
Quite a frightful notion. Certainly not a theory that a mere common sense would come up with.
Maybe you should try using a little more common sense in your deductions. Eee! How rude. How rude. Suppose some sort of lion really did rampage this room. I can't imagine how Mr. Garrideb and his maid both made it out safe and sound.
Oh, please. Is that all that's bothering you? I'd wager they countered his onslaught with a great big cannon to the face.
Then how could they have sold it off to the circus?
It's a very resilient lion, I don't know. I went to the circus. Maybe it did have a big old dent in its skull.
And let's put the issue of the meat and potatoes aside for now. This is the first I've heard of any lion drinking black tea. Again with animals drinking human liquid. Actually, I don't know if milk is considered a human liquid.
But you see, Miss Fusato, here are my thoughts on the matter. No matter who or what you may be, when you come to visit the Great British Empire, the right to enjoy afternoon tea is a privilege shared equally by all.
Ha! Speaking for the entire nation, are we? I'm sure. Yeah, next time I bring a pet rat over, just make sure it bathes in tea before it goes about its afternoon. That's a very admirable position, I suppose. Moving on. Now it's our turn, Naruhodo. Right, I figured as much. Let's give Mr. Holmes' reasoning a little push in the right direction. Yatta! Susato's so cute. So adorable.
At last, this is the moment I've been waiting for, Master Naruhodo. I've been waiting for this.
I still have no idea how this deduction is supposed to relate to the case. At all, not a clue. But the pursuit of truth can't possibly be a vain effort. No way.
At least I hope not.
Oh. Yeah. This game is silly.
Now, everyone, shall we begin once again? Once more from the top, with feeling. Come one and all to Sherlock Holmes' Theatre of Logic and Reason. Ah, yes, of course, you know the drill, yeah. Dum-dum.
Review. Start. Hold it, Mr. Holmes. Let's go. Oh, this is so nice. It's so stylish, so snazzy, so swanky.
Now, boys and girls, you shouldn't need a great detective's guidance to see this one. Because it's abundantly clear that a most fearsome beast has run amok in this very room. Now, what might you ask is the identity of this mysterious beast? This timorous beastie. It would seem that our good veteran's eyes tell us more than one would expect. What? The answer lies within your very line of sight. The identity of the beast that laid waste is revealed by the lion statue.
I find it hard to believe that he'd bring a lion in here. Especially since he can barely reach the top floor. How did he walk it up? The identity of the beast that laid waste to this den, well, one look at Mr. Garrideb's reaction should tell you. One look at it should tell you that it is indeed true that some manner of beast destroyed this room. Beast, but who? Beauty and the Beast? Tale as old as time. Song as old as rhyme. Something. Wow, that sounds crazy. But at any rate, we can be certain that it was not a lion smuggled over from India. In that case, what could this beast have been? Focus on Mr. Garrideb's line of sight. That must be where the truth lies. What manner of creatures tore up this room? An old picture of him. You like that one, huh? This is the lion statue in question.
Huh. It makes me wonder. Maybe if you lived with a lion, you'd find them surprisingly adorable.
As long as you weren't eaten by the third night you've spent. I'm not so sure about that. To me, that sounds the same as if a mouse called a cat adorable. Hey, you know, odd friendships.
Maybe I was getting a bit ahead of myself.
Anyway, there has to be some other beast around here. Let's examine as much as we can. Ammunition? I mean, the screen is hiding something. Picture frame. Oh, what's that? Who dat? What? Is that a child? Why is the face, like, cracked out of the picture? This photo. This photo. This photo.
It looks to have been taken on his wedding day.
Oh, that's not a child, it's his bride.
He looks incredibly happy here.
Where's his bride? I'm glad he's happy, but we can't see his wife's face.
Unfortunately, the glass is cracked beyond all repair now.
Why not take the picture out of it? I wonder what happened, but maybe I shouldn't think too hard about it. Mrs. Garrideb. Yeah, we don't see his wife anywhere. Unless the maid is his wife. I was wondering because the description on the move list said it was owned by the Garridebs. So I was assuming that the game was implying the maid to be his wife.
The huge crack on this glass makes it impossible to see her face.
But even with the crack in the way, she can't hide her rotund figure. Rotund?
Rather than rotund, I'd say her form is more robust. Naruhodo, don't body shame.
Gotta be body positive these days. That's what the internet told me. No kidding, it looks like he's exerting a ton of energy to hold her up. It would probably be in his best interest not to make her angry. Who is it though?
Look here. His wife is wearing such a large wedding ring.
It's like a big old flower. Yeah, and it's very unique at that.
It looks like the ring is decorated with a sunflower motif.
Hey, what are you doing? Hold up, I know, no! You summoned the angry sun! No! What? It's coming for you! Whoa. New Super Mario Star. Whoop. Alright. The sun is back! No! It's attacking the chat! Oh yeah, the wife is the beast that laid waste to this den. Totally. That might be the answer. This must be when Mr. Garrideb was still on duty as a soldier. He's effortlessly carrying his sizable wife with the biggest smile I've ever seen.
Mr. Garrideb must have been considerably strong back then.
I wouldn't have thought it, looking at how scrawny he is in the present day. That's sad. I guess there's no way he can keep up his workout. Can't play Dark Souls. This is an artillery shell. Is it real? Why are there so many dangerous things in this room?
Maybe it's some kind of memento from his soldier days? Oh, speaking of which, Mr. Garrideb said something about that. Some years ago, he took a shot to the knee in battle. I wonder if this is...
If his knee was shot with this thing, it would have totally shattered on impact. You know, his leg would be gone. First, Mr. Holmes' Persian slipper, and now this? I guess the British don't like to put normal things on their mantelpieces. What is a normal thing? Alright, well... My money is on either being the artillery or his wife. Let's present his wife. It can't be, can it? Oh my god. Mrs. Garrideb! Marriage issues. Oh, too real. The identity of this beast that laid waste to this den is revealed by this. Mrs. Garrideb. My wife. His wife. Of course. Right you are, Master Naruto. There's not a single other suspect, eh? Well... Looks like this guy has some issues to work out. The person depicted in this photograph is your wife, is it not? My wife. Sadly, with the photograph in this state, we are unable to see his face. Sadly, with the photograph in this state, we are unable to see her face. But what can we see? What we can see is the considerable amount of force being exerted by those arms. Jeez, enough with the jokes. Come on, man.
No.
Verily, in this case, calling her a beast out of respect is perfectly acceptable. Calling her a beast out of respect? Rude! I thought people back in this day and age were all about being a gentleman. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Regardless, the one that truly went on a rampage in this room was Mr. Garrideb's very own wife. This room is left ravaged by the tyrant's very own vicious claw marks. What in the world? Oof. It was a different time back then. Yet at first glance, no such beast can be found in this room. Where could that monster have disappeared to? The answer lies, if I may, madame. What? Please pardon my rudeness, but just one look at you tells me that's all I need to know. You mean at me? A lonely maid? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that she's probably the wife. Even your pocket alone. Maybe your face alone? What nerve you have, putting a frail lady on the spot and calling her a beast? Well, I'd say the jury's still out on how frail she is. You don't know, maybe she could lift a truck. Why even, Indeed, his wife does seem to be missing in from this room. They are gentlemen, yes, but Sherlock is a different kind of beast. Maybe the beast here is him. And the clue that reveals her location must be hidden somewhere on the maid's person. Where can Mr. Garrideb's wife be? Just immediately press the present button. Teapot. It's an elegant, well-kept teapot. She's constantly using this to pour aromatic tea for Mr. Garrideb. Well, she is pouring it, I suppose, but not exactly into the teacup. I think you mean to say that she's pouring it directly on Mr. Garrideb himself. That is not at all what I meant to say. I just got reminded of when I had the angle like this. Let go. Just let go. Same energy. Sorry. Maid. Let go. Let go of the tea. Both of her eyes are shut tight, so we can't trace her line of sight. And her mouth is shut tight, so we can't wring any secrets out of her. And her cheeks are so thick, they can deflect whatever we might say. Naruhodo, that one was unwarranted. Jeez, Susato, stand up for her, please. Susato, we are truly faced with a fierce enemy. Just let go. What a way with words you have, Naruhodo. Chastising him. Her hair. Butt. Nothing of her. Wait a minute. Whoa. Whoa, you can see Mr. Garrideb's. It's a handprint. You can see his face from here. It's a handprint. Did he had a fight with his wife and she slapped him? Is that it? I don't know if the developers intended you for you to be able to see that at this point in time. That's gotta be it. All right. There's not much to look at here. I guess I'm just gonna present her. You are the wife. No, you're not. Your maid alone tells you. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not about to say this with certainty. Obviously, I don't think it's true, and honestly, I don't even know why it came to mind. But what if this pleasantly plump maid was actually a goddess of destruction? I knew it. She's not the wife. A goddess of destruction? What kind of terribly vague reasoning was that supposed to be? Goddess of the sun? Praise the sun. Oh, well, this is the theater of logic and reason after all, right?
My theater of logic and reason. If you want to play a farce, do it at your own theater. What?
Sorry, I guess. Meaning his face. So now we know what really went on in a rampage in this room. It was Mr. Garrideb's wife. In that case, where in the world could his wife have gone off to? I have a feeling the answer is closer than we think. All that's left is to find the evidence that proves it. I wanted to see if I could present his face, but it doesn't look like the game's letting me. Yeah, there's no present button coming up. Maybe I can look at her pocket again. There does indeed seem to be a flyer for the circus poking out of her pocket. Valinvar Circus. It's set up in a nearby park. Oh no, I don't even want to imagine. Do you think Mr. Garrideb sold his wife to the circus? Naruhodo! How rude. Why, Naruhodo, what an awful thing to say! Yeah, where is your brain going? Well, calm down, I was just kidding.
Bad joke.
If you wanted the joke so badly, it would arguably be better if you asked if she was eaten by a lion instead. I don't think that would be better at all. Alright, what else? What else? Oh, there it is. The maid is wearing an enormous ring. And it's decorated with a sunflower pattern. Plus, she's wearing it on her ring finger. It must be a wedding ring. I'm sure of it. Wow, you guys can't piece it together after this? With fingers like that, I doubt she'd ever be able to take it off if she tried. What's with all the fat jokes? This is mean. This is mean. You really shouldn't say things like that. Yeah, Susato, exactly. Speaking of which, do you remember what that photograph we saw? She is the wife. Wasn't there a very similar ring with the same sunflower motif on this very similar woman that happens to be his very similar wife? Oh, there was, huh? Could I, Susato? Could I, mate? A huge ring with a sunflower pattern, huh? There's no way this is a coincidence. I wonder. I like to imagine that they really just ducked under her to look at the ring. Naruhodo's a jerk. Why, even your wedding ring alone reveals the whereabouts of our disappearing beast. Precisely. That beauteous ring shining upon your finger. That's it. It's a perfect match with the one on Mrs. Garrideb's finger in this photograph. In other words, Miss Maid, you are no mere maid. Indeed. You are none other than Mr. Garrideb's wife. Oh! Got him.
Well, I'll be. I should expect no less from the great detective.
I mean, you wear the wedding ring in plain sight. What did you expect?
You guessed right. This is my wife, Joan.
No wonder they fight like a married couple.
You see how she looks now, but back in the day she was radiant.
He deserved that. Back in the day she was radiant, huh? You mean she's not now?
From what I can see, your life is anything but radiant. As you, a retired veteran, have been reduced to renting out vacant rooms, yes?
She's Joan, the turnip lady from Animal Crossing.
This old town has seen a lot of things. In her time.
I got rich off the stock market in Animal Crossing. Oh boy, I should play. I've been meaning to stream Animal Crossing, but I have no room in my schedule. I was hoping it could just be like a pre-stream thing every day, or maybe a post-stream thing to end out the night. What I'd have to do is change my Nintendo GameCube clock to be 12 hours ahead so that when I play stream at night, it turns into daytime.
Urgh. As such, you lack the income to hire a maid, am I mistaken? But,
John and Joan.
as former captain of the 3rd Platoon, I still have my pride.
Hammy's tempted to go play Wild World. Oh, do it, absolutely. That's a blast from the past. I missed how they had the whole second screen be the sky. It was beautiful.
Yet now I can't even hire a single maid. Isn't it just pitiful? Here in London, whether or not your house has a maid at its disposal is effectively the borderline between the lower and middle class.
That's a high standard, don't you think? Having a servant.
If you ask me, I feel like it's pointless to worry over things like that.
Then the beast, I mean your wife, is pretending to be a maid?
That about sums it up. What do you have to say, Mr. Garrideb?
You're wondering why she wasn't fired yet for pouring the tea all on him? Oh, that was clearly on purpose. She's doing it to shut him up.
Of course, it's only when visitors come calling. Please, keep this a secret. No. Not a secret. Confidential.
Mrs. Garrideb. The beast. Solved. Alright, Mr. Garrideb, your secret's safe with me. Bite marks? What, sheep at the carpet? What? Anna, no. Oh. Anna's still playing a way out right now. Not accepting her help getting up. Oh man, I hope you're having fun with that. I love that game. That game is amazing. For such a small team, they were given the big EA budget, and they put it to good use. I hope they make more co-op games. Yeah.
Mr. Garrideb, it would appear that you held some deep affection for such a fierce beast.
More than you know.
Indeed, that seemingly nonchalant gesture betrays your true feelings. And the intense pain you bear is clearly revealed by that hand on your cheek.
More like the handprint on your cheek. Wow. Good old Mr. Holmes is still treating Mrs. Garrideb like a beast.
You timorous beastie.
Speaking as a lady myself, it makes me feel almost as bad as she does. Absolutely, Susato. Get mad. Toss him or something. Go toss Sherlock. Anyway, Mr. Garrideb's wife is standing right in front of us. That means that he didn't lose any beloved beast. Oh, you're right. If we take that into consideration, then perhaps there may be some other meaning behind the way he's covering his cheek. In Mr. Holmes' own words, Mr. Garrideb felt some kind of pain. I should think about what Mr. Garrideb's expression really means. Dun, dun, dun. I wonder. Plop. It's the pipe. That's quite an impressive pipe. That's what she said. What? That is what Susato said. I can't believe he can hold something that huge with just his mouth. That's... Mr. Garrideb must have one heck of a jaw. Though I'm curious about that white tape wrapped around his pipe. Oh yeah, what about that pipe? Well, I can't really examine it. Slat mark. Whoa, his face is all red and swollen here. I know that mark anywhere. It's the result of a bona fide open palm slap to the face. Why do you know that mark anywhere? Susato, have you been slapping as well as tossing? It must have been really intense. A really intense slap to leave such a clean mark. Such astounding finesse. I've never seen such a beautiful slap. I must learn this technique. Don't try it on me, Susato. But I need somebody to try it on. Okay, maybe just a little bit. But then, who do you think could have slapped him like this? Gee, I wonder. It's not like we have a ton of people to choose from. It was... Soseki Natsume! Alright, present it. I love the animation with the glass. So stylish. Look at his smug face, Naruhodo's. The intense pain you bear is clearly revealed by that slap mark. Susato, no violence. She's such a violent girl. He's sweating. The aftermath of a slap from a considerably strong arm remains engraved on your cheek. Madame Joan Garrideb, I can only assume that this was your doing. Yep, just like that. Oh dear. And you, John Garrideb, you are hiding your pain from us. Ah. How did you come to know so much? Oh, geez, he looks so weird from the front. Look, his face was never meant to be... It's so thin. It looks like his face is just like stretched vertically. Wendy says Ryunosuke is quite cute when he grins. He's got that smug look. A confident little Japanese boy. I am a master of deduction. Not a thing on this earth can evade my sight. Sure. Not without the help of Naruhodo, not. That's why you never looked directly at us. You were trying to keep your cheek hidden. Now, let's move on. We have more to discuss. For example, why in the world did her palm come to strike your face? To ask more directly, why would Madame Garrideb slap her own husband? Maybe he said something he shouldn't have. Yet again, the truth is brought to light by your line of sight. The bills, you didn't pay them. Of course, the cause of all your suffering is this bundle of bills. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. I remember those bills were for a lion's share of food. But now we know that there never was a lion. Then I wonder who wolfed down all that lion feed. No, who lined down all of it. If I had to guess, it was Mr. Garrideb's wife. Hey, don't call it feed as if she's some kind of animal. Again, so rude. Jeez. Well, call it what you want. In the end, we know that Mr. Garrideb had to take a slap to the face from his wife. And worse, she hit him so hard that we can still clearly see the print. I wonder why she ended up slapping this gentleman, though. Yeah, I'd really like to find out why, too. Why did Mr. Garrideb slap her husband? Mrs. Garrideb. Hey, what's this? Oh, it's got a kissy kiss on it. Because he's cheating? That warrants a slap, I think. That makes sense. This book has a bookmark set in it. It appears Mr. Garrideb enjoys reading. Oh, hang on a second. This doesn't look like a bookmark. Ah, you're right. It looks like a woman's writing is scrawled here in ink. Oh, James, how I long for you. Love, Mary. Ooh, ooh, scandalous. And look next to the signature. This looks to be... Ah, it's a kiss mark. It's been cooked. It's been kissed by a woman with lipstick. My goodness, how passionate. I find it ever so romantic if it wasn't cheating. And suddenly, Susato's enraptured by a random kiss mark. I do beg your pardon. Anyway, this bookmark looks to be a love letter after all. You knew it. Love letter. I want to see what else I can examine while I'm here. Pile of books. There's a ton of old books piled up here. They're all novels I've never heard of. He probably bought them all at the used bookshop. I suppose Mr. Garrideb is a fellow lover of literature. Oh, you know what it is. That explains it. He's a dirty cheat, that's what. Of course, the cause of all your suffering is this love letter. You ever played the board game Love Letter? It's pretty good. Hidden identity game where you just have to guess what the other person has. All in a bid to win the affection of a princess. Oh, James, how I long for you. This seems to be quite the passionate letter. Perhaps the sender, Miss Mary, is the one who slapped you. Again, only a little bit right. Again. Ouch. Oh.
But I swear I know no such woman.
You don't know her.
That love letter isn't even addressed to me. I mean, well, the thing was already shoved in the book before I ever laid eyes on it.
But who do we know whose name is John? Maybe John Watson? Yeah, John Wat. It belonged to Watson. It was already in the book.
Most definitely, without a doubt.
Sure it was.
For heaven's sake, Joan, I already explained it to you. I bought this book from the used bookshop. That thing was in there before I even saw it.
So basically, the book's previous owner used the letter instead of a bookmark.
Yes, that's what I've been trying to say.
Their dynamic is so beautiful. Sure they did.
Okay, first of all, let's look at the damn name. It clearly says James. My name is John. You know that much?
Oh, James, not John. Sure it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, I don't know anybody named James. Okay.
What do you think my name, even my own name, is to be doubted too?
Clearly, you used a fake name to go cavorting around with random women. Wow. No wonder the mark is so red and fresh. It just keeps happening. Girl looks like she's about to use the Infinity Gauntlet. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be great. Dun 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 dun. This one. No, this one. No, this one. I need to find a good one. A good picture. Here we go. There, that's the good one. Yep. And then just put it there. And then rotate it a little bit. This is gonna be worth it. It's gonna be great. Don't do that. Be careful. Don't snap. Whatever you do.
As you can all see, a woman's paranoia can make her snap like a beast.
Wait. Stream goes away. Skevin made it out in one piece. You survived. You survived the snap. Half of the chat snaps to dust. I think that's a thing. I think I saw that. There was like a Twitch plugin where if you press the button to snap, it bans half of your chat. I think there was a thing around the time that Infinity War came out. women's paranoia can make her snap like a beast, and it can make her slap like one too. Yeah, imagine what slapping with the Infinity Gauntlet would do. But then, in the final act of reckless violence, the beast attacked once more. Attacked? Attacked? We need that button. No, don't ban half of my chat. I'm a small streamer. That would be like almost everybody. And the traces of its great rampage are clear. See the carpet below us, torn to shreds? It looks to be a high-quality carpet, woven from wool. Why did something so horrible have to befall such a lovely carpet? Well, madame, it seems like it's your turn to tell me something now. And that answer to my question is in your eyes. The cake. What was it that left the carpet in this sorry state? The evidence lies in that cake stand. No, I think it was burned, probably. There's a candelabra. It can't be. Did his wife eat the carpet? No comments. Of course not. That's just silly. However, I'm pretty sure that the disaster that befell this room is the result of his wife's rampage. So it would seem. Now, Rahoto, we're finally closing in on the end this time. The answer must lie at the end of Mrs. Garrideb's line of sight. Ah, riots and shit. Or burnt carpets. Got it. Let's get cracking on that extermination. Cracking like an egg. Okay. Cake stand. Candelabra. Circus flyer. It's the circus flyer, of course. This is a flyer from the circus. Valinvor Circus. It's set up in the... Oh, wait, I recognize this flyer. This is the same one that was stuffed in Miss Garrideb's pocket before. Mrs. Garrideb looks to be a very devoted fan of this Valinvor Circus. Maybe she's such a big fan that they took their most fantastic spectacle, and here in this flat, the ravenous lion of Valinvor staged its miraculous encore. We established that it's not a lion. I wonder. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the candelabra. It's also missing a candle. They're celebrating Hanukkah today. Oh, look, the candle's right there. I wonder what that was on the floor. The game wouldn't let me investigate it earlier. Someone must have been really chowing down on this. We're still going with that it was eaten, huh? Sure. According to what Mr. Holmes said earlier, the marks perfectly match the bite of an Indian lion. I don't think so. What the? Is something wrong, Naruhodo? Now that I look at it, the edges of this carpet look burned. You think? My, you're right. Then perhaps, this carpet wasn't actually eaten after all. Oh, I'm sorry. That's disappointing. Maybe you should give up on that angle and rethink this deduction. Yeah, think? Cake. Ooh, no matter how many times I look at it, it's like something right out of a dream. I want that. It looks delicious. Is this what you dream of? Well, yeah, look at it. It's a glimmering mountain of cake. It looks more like a tower than a mountain. Or it looks more like Stonehenge. One day, maybe even Japan will come to see the value of great towers of rice cakes. Whoa, a tower of mochi? I would love to eat that in one bite. Yeah. I'm sure, whatever you say. Oh, no, Hammy, it's cow and chicken. I know what you're about to say. It's cow and chicken. I'm thinking of that in my head right now. Plus earlier, like a lion wouldn't try to eat the carpet. It would try to eat the person. It's a vegetarian lion, okay? It's very sensitive to gluten. The biker gang, yeah. You know. If anybody knows, go look it up. I don't know if I want to say what that is on stream. I mean, it's a joke in a kid's show, so I guess it's okay. I'm just gonna say there was a joke in an episode of Cow and Chicken where there was a biker gang of all women who would break into people's houses and eat their carpets. Yeah. That was a thing. The 90s were weird. This looks to be a very old candelabra. I don't know why I remember that. The only other thing I remember about Cow and Chicken is the red guy, super cow, and pork butts. Lots and lots of pork butts. The pedestal is so small that I'm worried about its stability. It looks like it would fall over if you so much as sneezed in its direction.
Oh dear. That would be dangerous.
Whoa, Susato! Take a closer look at this candelabra. Candelabra. It looks like one of the candles is missing. You don't need to look at it closely to see that.
Oh, you're right.
Why is one of the candles missing from this candelabra? Because it's over here. I can't even examine it. All right, here we go. Candelabra. Ring. Ah, yeah. Snap it up, baby. What was it that left the carpet in this sorry state? The evidence lies in the candelabra.
Exactly. I dare say that you found the exit of this labyrinth of pure logic.
Labyrinth. It's only a labyrinth because you set it up that way, Sherlock. There are what appear to be bite marks from a ferocious beast in here.
Indeed, those would in fact be burn marks on the edge of the carpet. Burn marks?
Yes, I see that there was quite the lover's quarrel in this little room. Things got a little heated. Oh. When Mrs. Garrideb slapped her husband in the face with that stout arm of hers. Why did it have to be stout?
Slap. The impact caused one of the candles to fall off the table. Then the fire from the candle spread to the carpet, and it burst into flames. And that's what happened. Arr! Arr! Truly, of all the beasts in the world, fire is the most dangerous.
And that very beast went on a rampage inside this room. So now we know the truth. What does this have to do with the case, though?
Thus we are left with but one conclusion.
Oh! This room was the scene of a house fire,
Sparked by the heated lovers' quarrel. You really are as good as they say. There.
Wow. Well, there you go. That's what happened. The truth has been found. Not sure what it has to do with the case at all. But that's the truth. The impact of the slap caused the candle to fall. Have you seen her slap? That thing is powered by the Power Stone. That's why. It really is the Infinity Gauntlet. There's nowhere to put that. Just put it on the coaster. Just put it on his hair. Yeah.
I always enjoy passing the long winter nights by reading books next to the fire. I purchased an old novel from a used bookshop nearby, but between those pre-owned pages, therein laid quite the scandalous item.
And thanks to that, Mr. Garrideb's wife began to interrogate him.
It was more than just an interrogation. She went outright berserk. Really, you weren't too far off the mark when you called her a beast.
She's still doing that. It's revenge. How much tea is in that pot? And how is it still boiling hot at this after all this time? Then, is it true that those marks on the carpet were caused by a candle?
Indeed. This whole fiasco happened in the blink of an eye. The moment the flames flared up, the whole room was engulfed in the thick smoke. I faced a simultaneous onslaught from both the flames and my wife.
Ugh. Attack coming from both sides. Double-edged assault. It looks like you've been through hell, but I bet it would have been fun to watch. I actually bet too, so, Holmes. I too bet so. Seriously? Have some compassion, man. Have some empathy.
Unfortunately, it wasn't long before the fire spread to the furniture. Right now, the charred remains are hidden behind that screen.
You mean it's this over here?
What? I think it's time we bring it out of hiding. Now, if you don't mind.
Turns out the fire's still going. Still burning. Lucas, what are you doing? PK fire. Oh. That's so sad. Wow. At least the entire building didn't go up in flames. That would have been terrible.
All of my favorite old books were lined up on that bookshelf, but now they've been swallowed by the flames, burned to a crisp just like that.
Whoa.
And to add insult to injury, my very own wife threw those books at me in her fury.
Threw the books at you after they've been burnt. Those are your prized possessions, man. Ah, I can understand how terrible you must feel right now. It sounds like a truly terrifying scene.
She drove me back to the window, assaulting me with burning books.
They were on fire. Well, that's terrible.
I ended up losing the adventure of the Lion's Maid, and I was just getting to the good part.
You could buy another one. You could get the original copy by Iris herself. You could have Sherlock read the story to you. Abuse. Abuse. The Adventure of the Lion's Mane? You really do have an affinity for lions, don't you?
Not really. That's not the reason I picked it up, at any rate.
In the end, he lost something important to him at the hands of a vicious beast. Another spot on deduction. That's no surprise coming from Mr. Sherlock Holmes. What am I, chopped liver? This truly must be the great Ace Attorney. I mean, this truly must be one of the most cryptic mysteries in all of Britain.
Amidst the raging flames, my wife carried on with her rampage. It was absolute mayhem. It was chaos, chaos.
By the way, do you remember about what time all of this happened? Please don't say during the time that he was being that the woman was being stabbed.
It was early in the evening, right around 5 o'clock, 2 days ago.
At the same exact time, a terrible crime was occurring just outside your home. Ah, of course.
Ha! I'd say the crime taking place here was just a bit more terrible.
Like, is it actual a crime? It was actually a crime. It was abuse. Domestic. Like, that's not okay.
Even if all of the great British Empire was collapsing all around my home, I dare say I wouldn't even have noticed.
So you are or you aren't the witness? Oh, I see. Oh. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? Mr. Holmes?
Ah, yes. Yes. What is it, Master Naruhodo?
Now that we know everything about the Garrideb couple, how exactly is this supposed to help us with Soseki's case? Even chat's going on ellipses.
You're asking me? How should I know?
Huh?
Don't you remember what I said before? I said that this friendly retired soldier was hiding something. But I said I couldn't guarantee that he would be related to your case.
When you're right, you're right. Sherlock Holmes, always almost right. Jeez. This is my favorite detective. Sherlock, you're my favorite right now. Jojo. He did say that. What did we do this for? For nothing? Just to suffer? I should have known. I wonder what it would actually sound like if I was trying to read the laugh as this text. I don't like that. That sounds like Titus. I like my my jovial guffaw a little bit better. There, no need to look so glum, Master Naruhodo. You see, there are two types of things in the world. Things that are and things that are not related to the case at hand. Nothing else exists. Just a warm-up. It's practice for the real trial. Titus was closer to yelling, ha 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 ha, ha ha ha. I don't want to yell right now. My voice is already starting to go. This is why I don't play these games twice in a row. Although I kind of am because I'm playing Danganronpa and this. I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, you're running out of time. It's about time you make up your mind. Huh? About whether I want to defend him? Visiting hours at the jail are about to end. Oh, I didn't realize it was this late. If you intend to take up Soseki's defense, you need to obtain a written appeal from him and complete the proper procedures. No, I'm almost out of time.
On that note, we must ask that you take your leave. It is now our dinner time.
Yes, ma'am. Please excuse us. Thank you so very much for allowing us to speak with you. Soseki is waiting for us at the jail. I have to give him my answer. I think I believe him. I think he's innocent. And he's gonna go to bed soon. You're gonna get blood drawn tomorrow. Ugh. Donating or a test? Hope it goes well. Don't get drawn too much. You might shrivel up. You'll end up like Mr. Garrideb. Okay. Hey? I thought I was going to the jail. What is this? 19th of February, Briar Road. We have no time to waste. Let's make for the gaol. Watch that there Animaniacs vid. I already know it. I know it. Yeah, we really ought to. Let's see if we can hail a... cab? Huh? Oh, it's a test. Whoa. Well, I hope there's nothing bad going on. I hope your health improves. What's the matter, Naruhodo? No, we said fingerprints. I don't think so. It looks like there's some sort of argument going down in front of Soseki's flat. Who even is this lad? This fancy pants man. Who are you, the Prince of all Saiyans?
I know thee not, old man, fall to thy prayers.
Who you calling old? You don't want to talk your wild gaudy git?
Ah, what are these? I love them. I both hope they are and are not witnesses in the trial tomorrow. Wow, King of all Cosmos? I don't think so. King of all Cosmos is a bit more, burly.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dripped upon your philosophy.
Oi, will you knock it off? I ain't no Horatio. Quit it with the theatrics.
Calm down, Popeye. I beg your pardon. Sumimasen.
Who are you?
And a Saiyan isn't? I don't know why I said Prince of all Saiyans. He's nothing like Vegeta. I just wanted to say Prince of all something. Prince of all Saiyans, more like the King of all Cosmos. These two. A freaking comedy duo they are. We just happened to notice some sort of dispute going on over here. This man here is Ryunosuke Naruhodo, attorney at law. Don't get me involved.
Huh? Did you say attorney?
Maybe he should sound like Popeye. If you'd like, I can hear out your case. I may be a foreigner, but I am still a lawyer.
Forget it. I ought to be heading back for the day, what? Don't think this is over, you.
What is that move?
Get thee to a nunnery!
Stop quoting Shakespeare, man.
Like hell I will. I am what I am, and I am not a nun.
What is the point of this detour? Sir, are you hurt at all?
I am fine. I must express my deepest gratitude, oh beautiful maiden of the Far East.
What exactly was just going on? This feels like an argument right out of a freaking Fallout game. You just come across crazy people having their own things to deal with.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
I'm not Horatio either. And she's not Horatio before you even start, okay? Pardon me, but are you another tenant of Mr. Garrideb's?
Yes, indubitably. Oh, gracious damsel of the Orient.
Would you stop with the oh gracious damsel thing? That reminds me, there were 2 tenants in the Garrideb's home, weren't there? That must mean that this guy is the other tenant. Excuse me, well, you know the other tenant who lives on the 2nd floor of this house? Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man, who lives on Drury Lane.
Ah, his name was Natsume.
So you met him? Or at least know of him.
Formidable Japanese polemicist, with whom I engaged in a heated debate.
Heated debate? A debate?
Macbeth or Hamlet? Who is stronger? I must say, his argument caught me off guard. Who would win in a fight? Obviously, Goku would win.
Yeah. I don't entirely understand their relationship, but they do seem to be acquainted.
In any case, I've no more energy to detain you here any longer. I bid you farewell.
Okay, bye. I understand even less than I did before, but he seems to have run back to his room. I don't get the impression that he knew anything about Soseki's case. But he does have a fancy-ass character model. He's clearly a witness. We all know Goku was made by Macbeth. That's the curse. That's the curse of Macbeth. If you play a part in that play, then you get beat up by Goku later. Between Soseki and this guy, this flat has some serious issues. As I was saying before, I'll go hail a coach. Okay. I'm sure Soseki is waiting with his head held high in anticipation of our return. We gotta get to the jail before visiting hours are over. We gotta go. Oh, hi. Hello, Mr. Dadman. Oh, I gotta do a Brad impression now. 19th of February, 6:31 p.m. Jail, cell 9. Okay, let me get some water first, and then it's... Let's just let him be shifty for a little bit. What's up, Soseki? How you doing? How's your stash? Oh! Oh, so sad.
Oh! Oh! Why, it's... Oh! Substitute law student Naruhodo! You've come back for me! I, Soseki, am overcome with emotion!
Is he throwing up gang signs? Not quite. We sincerely apologize for being so late with our return.
No, please! All is well, I beg you! Worry not, relax! Once again, I may know the joy of fellowship with my countrymen in a strange land. Praise the motherland!
More like... praise the sun. Yeah. And, welcome back. Finally unlarking. How'd the stream go? I'm assuming you're done now. Yeah, you well, look at this guy. Soseki Natsume. He's quite the defendant. If you don't know about the Ace Attorney series, I am an attorney. This man has been charged with murder, hopefully, probably wrongfully, so that I may acquit him and get him declared not guilty. He is quite the fellow. And his throat hurts from yelling. Oh boy. Are you sure it's from that? That game, Way Out, does things to you. Hold on. You know what? Here you go. If you enjoyed me playing A Way Out with Nash the other day, and go check out Anna's stream. She was, well, technically Shay's stream. Actually, let me also shout out Shay. Is it Hickston? I'm gonna assume that's okay. That's not it. Oh, wait. That it? That's not it. I need the shout out. Correctly. Oh, there's the 21. That was it. Thank you, Anna. Check them out. They were playing A Way Out just recently. And that game makes me feel things. It was so good. Such a surprise. And you know, they play pretty similar games to me too. RPGs, games like Persona 5. Hey look, a connection I can make right now. This man, his name is Soseki Natsume. Oh, hold on. Before this mystery person comes up. His name is Soseki Natsume. That's not it. Superior Poultry, that's something completely different. Where's that picture? This? No. Is it this? Right. This? Right here. Hold on. This book, I Am a Cat. Morgana from Persona 5 likes to use the word wagahai as a weird pronoun for I. The name of this book in Japanese is Wagahai Neko de Aru, written by Soseki Natsume. This guy. This person exists in real life. Well, now he's dead in real life, but he is the author of that book. A famous book in Japanese, like, literature, I guess? Who knows? It's like 6 degrees of Philium. 6 degrees of separation. What did I say? Philium? What's a Philium? What did I miss? How many times have I said this? I want to bring it up. I keep wanting to bring it up because people keep joining in.
Indeed. That which puts one's mind most at ease is the warmth of one's own homeland. However, on the other hand...
Oh, it's just Sherlock.
There is true meaning to be found in friendships that cross geographical boundaries as well. At least, and that's what I believe.
There goes Soseki again with his invisible shaking. I don't want to know what small creature you are shaking. If I watch the VOD, put the volume down because Anna yelled a lot. Oh, I'm gonna turn that shit up. Aye. I'm a cat thing. All the time. Looking cool, Joker.
Oh, you! It's you! Damnable cursed spy! The Sherlock Holmes!
Mr. Holmes, what are you doing here? It's a shake weight. He has 2 of them. 2 of them in his hand.
If it's what I'm doing here that you're asking, really, I'm just stopping by for a spell.
What? What do you mean, Mr. Holmes?
While I was in that gloomy little room, I read a certain book that caught my eye.
Wagahai Neko de Aru?
And while I was at it, I uncovered that shady couple's secret.
Sure, you did all that, Sherlock. Absolutely. I don't know if you heard, but Anna gets me and Nash in the divorce. What happened exactly? Why am I property now? Do I still get to visit on the weekends? Do I get child support? I don't understand.
And so, on my way home, I found myself wondering how you were faring. Gloomy room?
Even this cell with its one tiny window is preferable to that hovel. However, I must admit that your taste in books is impeccable. Thanks to you, I had a fun day. Just rooting through his stuff? That is invasion of privacy. Why, you, the Sherlock Holmes? Oh. Doesn't even have the energy to be mad. Oh, what's the use? I'm just a bloody fool. My very act of so brazenly coming to the Great British Empire was a mistake to begin with. I've been possessed by the ghost of that cursed flat. Today's trial, too, will be cursed. Oh, woe's my cursed existence. Oh, what's on your mind, Naruhodo? I was just thinking, Soseki. I think you said the same thing before. You said your flat was cursed, right? Cursed how? Perhaps Mr. Mustache's words ring truer than we once thought. You were splitting up the friend group between you and Shay, and you fought for me and Nash. Well, I am flattered. I'm so flattered, Anna. But, are you sure you can support me? It's a lot of responsibility. Taking care of a chicken. I need to be fed at least like 7 times a day. Huh? It may be indeed appropriate to say that they're all cursed. Including tomorrow's trial and the flat. What is he on about? Curse? What curse? Also, have I shown you my badge?
Kirari.
Kirari, there you go. Ooh, this is proof that the Empire of Japan has recognized you as a first-rate attorney. I think I did this already. Sorry. I just needed to make sure I had done that. Cursed trial, cursed flat. Earlier, you said that tomorrow's trial would be cursed. What exactly do you mean by that? What? Why did you take that so seriously? I really didn't mean anything by it. I was caught up in the moment. Oh, okay. You don't have to scare me like that. Don't tell me, is there a real curse? It must be because of that prosecutor, right? The one known as the Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper? Why do they call him that? Please give me a concise explanation in haiku form. It has to be 17 syllables. Okay, I got a haiku for you. Haikus are easy, but sometimes they don't make sense. Refrigerator. Were you counting? I hope you guys were counting. 17 syllables, exactly. Sinner or hero, no accused can escape death in the Reaper's court. Wow. That doesn't quite fit in the text box, but that's... I wonder how much the localizers had to make that into an actual haiku. That's beautiful. Oh, it's perfect! 3 lines, yet only 17 syllables! Yesterday, Naruhodo managed to win a not guilty verdict against him. However, after the trial ended, the defendant lost his life. I bet he faked it. No, why would Mr. Bagundle do that? Mr. Bagundle. Whoa. What? So it doesn't. Quite sharp of you to pick up on that. Lord Chief Justice Vortex told us. Mr. Holmes. This is just a guess, but Does Baroque Van Zieks personally kill people that he couldn't prove guilty? No way. He's not that insane. Too fast. That would be dreadful. You are one funny guy. Huh? But really, that man is no murderer. He's just a prosecutor. I see. Of course. It would be improper of him to kill. At least not in public. Although, the truth of the matter might be even more terrible than that. Doesn't matter if the verdict is guilty or not guilty. Defendants always die. No. No. I mean, like, what if it's not a murder case? What if the punishment is not death? Huh? Should be fine. Unless Barak Van Zieks only takes murder cases. Just like Phoenix. What could possibly be worse? The truth about the Reaper. What was he doing behind the bars? Oh, you know. You know. Zervat is his Kingdom Hearts equivalent? Zervat? Trevor? Baroque Van Zieks is a very capable prosecutor, but when it comes to London's courts, no matter how capable you might be, victory can never be assured. Oh, is that true? Soseki sure looks happy. His puppy dog eyes.
That's so sad.
Remember, the judicial system in Britain involves both a judge and a jury, and an executioner. The judge delivers his verdict based on the law, while the jurors represent public opinion. The defendant is put on trial after those two perspectives. It's a great idea on paper, but Barak only takes the serious stuff, huh? Public opinion can easily be swayed. You can very much see that in the trial that we faced yesterday. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to give your jury verdict during the trial. They tell you not to talk while you're on jury duty. Easily swayed? That's where villains and less scrupulous attorneys are less liable to strike. Bribery, forgery of evidence and testimony. They'll do whatever it takes to win. And if they can successfully make an impression on the jurors, no matter what decisive evidence the prosecution comes up with, they've already lost. That seems unfair. Bot juries, kangaroo courts? Well, what of the truth? Won't they jump to an incorrect verdict? Unfortunately, that's the reality of the situation. I can't believe it. However, those that are prosecuted by Van Zieks cannot escape their fate. What? Even if they're declared not guilty, their joy won't last long. They end up mysteriously disappearing within a few months, every single time. Disappear? How? Well, it's different every time. You know, sometimes they get chopped to itty-bitty pieces and parts of them get found wound up along the River Thames. Oh no. Anna's gotta go to sleep. Take care. Alright, Anna, I'm ending pretty soon myself, but you should go to sleep. You got work tomorrow. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. Thanks for dropping by. I'll catch you later. One man was trampled by a carriage. Another one drowned in the Urg, in the Thames. Forgery and the likes. Sounds familiar. Sounds like something that a certain Von Karma or Edgeworth would do. It's funny that we heard all of this news about Edgeworth forging evidence, but he doesn't really ever do that. To be fair, that's because in Ace Attorney 1, he's on the path to reforming. But apparently in his past, he just used to do whatever it took to get a guilty verdict. Little Von Karma Jr., huh? Then another man caught a mysterious fever, and yet another was murdered by highwaymen. The highwaymen always make ends meet. I just remembered Over the Garden Wall because of that. Great TV series. If you haven't watched that, absolutely check it out. It's only a few episodes. My goodness! This is the reality of London, Master Naruhodo. Probably was even easier in the 1900s, Wendy. Oh. Truly, is there no hope? Oh. Seems like not. Seems like no hope. No hopers over here. By Cursed Flat, you must be referring to Mr. Garrideb's home, right? Can you explain what's so cursed about it? It's been about a year since I came to live here. It only took me a single week to start losing my mind. That didn't take very long, huh? Should have sprung for a richer apartment. Everywhere I look, foreigners. No matter how I hide, they all look down at me and laugh. Oh, you're the foreigner here, man. As the loneliness and paranoia overtook me, I grew too scared to ever leave my home. It felt as if someone was always watching me, every waking hour, watching and laughing. It always feels like someone's watching me. Even when I cooped myself up in my room, that fear would still not leave me. I guess the point in the original Ace Attorney was that everything about Edgeworth was mostly rumors, huh? He was just that good of a prosecutor. He's the creepy neighbor. He must have been very lonely to be so far away from Japan. Again and again, I'd move from place to place. It was last week that I moved into my current flat. Why did you choose that room, though? It didn't seem like a very convenient place to live. It's all because the rent was cheap. I was in slack-jawed awe when I saw the price. I found myself asking the owner why he set the price so low. It's a curse. He then responded with a terrifying grin.
You see, that room is cursed. Oh, excuse me. That was just a slip of the tongue.
At that point, he clammed up. The nerve of that man! If you're going to say something, at least finish your sentences, otherwise shut up! Very emotional. Good rule to live by, I guess. Jeez, it's okay, Natsume. Calm down, man. And it turned out what he said was true. So you mean the room was really cursed? Ever since I moved into that windowless room, every day I have nightmares of being strangled, waking up just as I'm on the verge of death. And now they label me a criminal and arrest me. When I'm granted a trial, a fighting chance at freedom, no attorney will stand by me. I'm forsaken! Oh, if only I had a single ally in the world. If only one person would truly believe me. Believe. Shinjiru. Why believe? Excuse me, Mr. Holmes?
Oh, me? What is it, Master Naruhodo?
You remember the incident on the SS Eau Claire?
Eau Claire. Eau Claire. Oh, yes. That one with the snake, right?
Yes, there was a snake. Why, that's the only thing you can remember about the whole thing, isn't it? Back then, you listened to me and believed what I said. You even helped with the investigation.
Did I now?
Why did you believe me? Sherlock's memory. Just like he said. Every time he learns something new, it pushes everything old out.
Let's see. You mean to ask why I trusted a suspicious Asian who was just hiding at the scene of the crime? Yeah, sure. I mean, suspicious person would have done just well. Come on now, this one's easy. You don't remember. You told me yourself that you weren't the culprit. But I could have been lying. Didn't you have at least the slightest doubt over whether or not I was the criminal? How? It appears that you're sorely mistaken over something here. I don't recall ever believing in the words you said to me. Huh? After all, the only thing I believe in is myself. Words to live by, Sherlock. Words to live by. That's a philosophy I can get behind. In a way, this is kind of a twist on what the usual theme of Ace Attorney is. Usually, Ace Attorney is all about believe in your client to the bitter end. Believe in their innocence, and then eventually the truth sets them free. With this, it's like Holmes doesn't take sides. He doesn't play favorites. He takes every possibility into consideration, and only after thoroughly looking at all the evidence, taking it all into account, then he decides what the truth is. Very logical, very logos, no pathos. And that's his style. That's Sherlock. The only thing he believes in is his own reasoning. In a way, it's less poetic than regular Ace Attorney. But this is a neat spin on it, huh? Windy agrees. What is that supposed to mean? I always decide for myself whether or not something is the truth. I'll believe in whatever I want to believe. It doesn't matter who's involved. But I could have betrayed you. That would simply mean that my judgment was off. That's all there is to it. It has nothing to do with someone potentially betraying me. I couldn't care less about that. Take it as they come, I say. For sure. Whatever the truth is, the truth will reveal itself and prove that Naruhodo is just safe. Oh. When it comes to trusting someone or not trusting someone, all that matters is whether or not I can trust my own self. That's all there is to it. That's right. He speaks the truth. Substitute law student Naruhodo. Can you just call me attorney? Can I believe in myself? You gotta believe. Parappa the Rapper. Ryunosuke the Bosuke. Asogi. Oh. An attorney's worth is measured by how much he can believe in his client, along with how much he can believe in himself. Those were the words that Asogi said to me. Asogi. Oh. So that's it. That's all we got. That's all we get right before the trial, huh? You think Shu Takumi wanted to develop both directions of the philosophy here and the belief philosophy? Yeah, sort of two sides of the same coin, huh? That's when a series can get, you either make it or break it. You look at the themes that the series have taken. You look at every theme that has been in a certain series since its inception, then you turn it on its head. You look at the other side, and you say, what if it was still the theme that we've had this whole time? What if it's still finding the truth? But what if it's less about believing your client? What if it's more about believing logic, believing the evidence? Something more like investigations, huh? Well, everyone, I'd say it's about time we headed home. Oh? Visiting hours are over. I'm sure a guard will be here for us soon. It sensed that back in Ace Attorney 4. Yeah. Differences in themes. There's a nearby restaurant that serves up excellent trout dishes. What do you all say? Do we want to discuss this in front of Soseki? Gonna make him feel sad that he can't come with. Although you could probably just jump through that hole in the window. That is, like, big enough for a person, for sure. I suppose it has gotten late. Can I have some? Hey, Soseki. Apollo Justice accused someone he knew and trusted, right? He sure did. I wish that relationship could have been fleshed out a little bit more in Ace Attorney 4. I mean, I understand that it had to be at the beginning because it's a tutorial and all, but it would have really sold the fact that Apollo, like, doesn't know what to believe after his own mentor got freaking, put in jail for murder. About tomorrow's trial, by any chance, would you be willing to let me defend you? I thought that was a given. Oh, the music! It goes! Substitute law student, Naruhodo! Oh. Yesterday, I stood in a British court for the first time. The defendant was ruled not guilty, but I found myself unsure of something crucial. What could be more crucial? What should I believe in? Justice? My client? Or the truth? In justice we trust. Oh geez, if I ever stream Ace Attorney 5, I'm totally giving Bobby Fulbright the Zap Brannigan voice. Yes, in justice we trust. But now I finally understand. I choose to believe in myself.
Now that's the spirit, Naruhodo, taking a page out of my book, Sherlock Holmes.
Naruhodo? Phantom Justice. And I believe in you too. You're no criminal, Soseki. It's my duty to prove that in court. Substitute law student. Could you have a better title to call him? I'm ready to fight for you with everything I've got. I'll keep fighting until the very end. Tell me, will you let me defend you during tomorrow's trial? Oh! As I've said from the very beginning, I wish to entrust my fate to a fellow countryman who's willing to lend me an ear to my words. Soseki.
Master Naruhodo, your heart was already set on this from the very outset.
For sure, they wouldn't have me play all this part of a... They wouldn't have me play this game to this point without actually making me defend him. Accidentally pressed the button. Backlog.
It simply took a day like today to make sure you face your feelings head on.
Let me face my fears. Yeah, I think you might be right. Though I do feel like it was quite a detour before I reached this point. Even the flashback has hot tea. Susato? Yes, sir?
Oh, she's calling me sir now, huh?
Tomorrow, will you stand by my side again? Will you assist me again? Of course. I absolutely will. I do. Talking like a marriage. As I said this morning, I'm your legal assistant after all. I hope they get together. I hope Susato actually is Phoenix Wright's great-great-grandmother. The shock from yesterday's trial still weighs heavy on my heart. But it's time to stop looking back. There are people who believe in me, like Asogi and Mr. Holmes. So, there's only one thing I can do. I have to try to believe in myself, for the sake of the very things I believe in, and for the lonely, desperate, and friendless people in the world. Tomorrow I'll fight as if my own life depends on it. Oh yes I will. Oh yes I do. I am excited. Oh man, this is good. I think this is my favorite Ace Attorney in a long while. I could not have imagined that the Ace Attorney team actually still had it. Let's take a quick save. Overwrite it. There you go. And let's end the stream. Oh man, I can't wait to play the rest of this game. I am hopeful that the translation of the second game doesn't take too long. Apparently the first game kind of leads right into it. The Great Ace Attorney 2. That remains to be seen though. This is not a complete, well, this is a complete translation, but it's not really a complete game. Where was this quality of writing and twists and, you know, character development in Ace Attorney 5 and 6, huh? Where was this level of realism? The thing I appreciate most about this game compared to the other recent games, 5 and 6, my nose is getting all stuffy. Excuse me. The thing I appreciate most is how the trials, the twists, the logic are all rooted in realism. It's not like some sort of MacGuffin involving spirit channeling or the spirit world or phantoms or disguises or anything like that. It's just something has happened, something's gone down, you need to find the truth. And you have to do it by squeezing the truth out of people. That's what the original series was about. Using evidence to squeeze the truth out of people. That was what the Magatama was. That was what the Cyclops were. That was like everything in that series. And this is a return to form and then some. The animation is good. And the second game apparently has better pacing and is more complete. Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait to play that. For now though, that was a stream. I'm gonna end the stream right here. I can't even talk clearly anymore. If you haven't already, give me a follow on Twitch to catch me live next time I play this or other games. I'm currently working on Danganronpa, all that good stuff. You can also follow my YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube for past videos. I always post my stuff up about 24 hours usually after the stream. And you can also use it to watch stuff I've done before. And finally, you can also check out my Twitter if you really want. It's a fun time. News about the stream, all that. If you need to go to sleep, I will let you. It's getting late, pretty late. So, I'm signing off. Have a good night, everybody. I'll catch you next time.